What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first episode of the Raw Footage Podcast, a podcast dedicated to the Scream franchise. And I'm super excited to finally get this podcast booted up. This podcast has been in the making ever since last summer. I brainstormed this, wanted to do something for the Scream franchise, especially in regards to Scream 7 and Scream 8 most likely coming out. We still don't have a confirmation in regards to that, but one way or another, we got Scream 7 coming out. We got about less than 40 days now? I don't have the exact math, but one way or another, we are here now, and I'm super excited. And that's not the only thing I'm going to be doing with this podcast in regards to the Raw Footage Podcast. I'm going to be talking about things even from the past in the Scream, like my second episode. I'm going to be delving back into Scream 5. We're going to basically take a look at the 4-year anniversary of Scream 5 and talk about some things that we know about the movie and also dig into some details that maybe we have missed. So this is definitely going to be a fun podcast. I think a lot of you guys are going to like the work that I do with this podcast for sure. But obviously the main crux of today's episode, the first episode, is we are going to be digging into a lot of Scream 7 theories. We are going to talk about that man, the myth, the legend, and yes, he is alive, people, Stu Macher. We are also going to talk about the dynamic between Tatum and Sydney. I think that's a conversation that needs to be had, as well as the other characters, specifically Gail Weathers, and then obviously the setting of Fallbrook Psychiatric Hospital. And I will note, by the way, I love the little touch that they're doing with this psychiatric hospital, like Halloween, Smith's Grove, Haddonfield. I can dig it. So before I invite my guests on, you guys know I do have guests. I'm going to say what's up to everybody here in the chat. I know I'm a little bit behind, so I am going to catch up with you guys and say what's up. Yo, what's up, Shannon? Thank you for always supporting as always. I greatly appreciate it. Saying stab the like button. Yes, if you haven't done so already, please shoot this episode podcast a like. It definitely helps out. If you are new here to the channel, shoot that subscribe button, as well as the notification icon so you get all the latest content updates. Join the community. Love to have you here. As long as you're positive. Only positive vibes. Shannon sharing her theory, saying, I think Anna Camp is suspicious. We don't see her in the trailer or TV spots unless I'm dumb and I need to slow the trailer down or something. We'll definitely get into that, Shannon. We are definitely going to talk about some Anna Camp for sure. I don't think she is going to be who everybody thinks she's going to be. Yo, what's up, DJ? Go, DJ. That's my DJ. All right, I see some of you guys talking here. What's going on at 17 Ninja 72? What's going on? I hope you're having a great night. OG Kayla Ashley, what's going on? Saying, I think the cult started in Scream 2. Fraternity is another form for cult. I have a theory that his sister Leslie started it in honor of her brother's memory, only to find out that he's still alive. Very possible. We're definitely going to get into it. What's up, Val? Hashtag the general. Yeah, I got to add you back as a mod, Val. I haven't even gotten a chance to do that. I haven't been live streaming for a while. You know that. All right, we're going to get into some theories, guys. Don't worry. I don't want to keep my guests waiting too much longer, though. Yo, what's up, King Matthew? Glad to see you here. Elizabeth McConkey V7U saying tonight on Stu's Clues. Yeah, right? Hell yeah. RJ Skorenki. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm totally butchering that. I apologize. Saying always down for hanging out with Sister Pam and talk some Scream 7 with you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So without wasting any more time, let me get my guests on here. So the first guest I have, you guys know her. You guys love her. She is an awesome pillar here to the YouTube community, especially in regards to horror, especially with everything Scream and Dexter related. She's an awesome individual. God, I'm butchering everything. It's been a while, people. Forgive me. But she is an awesome person, an awesome friend of mine, and I'm super excited to have her back here on the channel. It's been quite some time, and I'm super excited to talk Scream 7 with her and pick her brain and delve into her mind and see what she has in store, or at least what she wants to see for this film. She is the Duchess of Woodsboro, as I like to call her, but more importantly, she will always be the corporal of the Charlie Army. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sister Pam to the chat. What's going on, Pam?
Hi everyone. Quite the intro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right?
Appreciate
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it.
No doubt. I will tell you how I came up with the whole Duchess of Woodsboro bit. So I'm a big wrestling fan.
Mhm.
And I remember Stacy Keebler was the manager for the Dudley Boys, and they used to call her the Duchess of Dudleyville. So I remember one time I was watching one of your streams, and you were talking about Stu and like giving a real detailed description in regards to whatever the conversation was. I remember just sitting there and I'm just like, I just giggled to myself. I'm like, fucking Duchess of Woodsboro. Like, goddamn. Like, just coming up with shit that nobody else thinks of. So I was just like, yeah, that's got to be her nickname. It fits very, very well.
I love it.
Great. Awesome. All right. So our next guest here, you guys know who he is. It's been a while since he's been here on the channel, but he's a good friend of mine. I love it whenever we can hang out and connect. Both of our schedules are busy, but whenever we can find time, it's always an awesome time. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, he's going to wave that damn white flag tonight and concede that Stu Macher is alive, and he will join us on the Stu train. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Jordan Talks Film. What's going on, Jordan?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Well, I'm going to tell you, Jordan, if you don't have a white flag to wave, I got one in store for you, and I can help you out with that.
Nah, bro. Stu's dead, bro.
All right, we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, the first thing I want to talk about here on this episode of the Raw Footage Podcast, and I mentioned it to you backstage, Pam, and I mentioned it to you briefly, Jordan. We have a photo of a new Ghostface mask that is a part of a scene from the Burning Stu Macher house scene. Now, I'm going to pull this bad boy up here, and I'm not going to say anything. I want you both to take a very good, detailed look at this and tell me what you see. And I will also say real quickly, we have 43 eyeballs watching this stream. Thank you guys for showing up. I greatly appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Hit the like button. If we have 43 people here, let's get to 43 likes. It definitely helps the algorithm. So let me get this bad boy pulled up. I'm super excited, especially you, Pam, because I have a feeling you're going to be like that with it. You're going to catch that shit. All right, so here goes.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Looking a little aged there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You like that, don't you, Jordan? Yeah, Jordan. Come on, man. This is your moment.
Hey, man, we got to go back to Scream 6 and see if that looks like
Obviously, the important part here is look at the surrounding.
Yeah.
This is the Stu Macher house burning down. So, ladies first. Pam, when you first see this image here of the aged mask, what is your thoughts, especially with the setting of it being around the burned down Stu Macher home?
So obviously it's a callback to Scream 6 with the aged masks. We had the aged Billy mask and Stu mask in Scream 6, which, gets used during Gail's attack scene, which I think was Stu. But question for you, what is that image from? Where is that? Like the trailer or what?
I think I want to say Fate. Shout out to Fate Decided because he did a video about this, and that's where I got the image or whatnot. But I think I want to say he got it from somewhere. Somebody like put it out there or whatnot, and it's like or it was spliced together from a really quick part in a trailer that nobody was able to really snag. That they did snag it and stuff like that. So yeah, we're here now, and that's what matters.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All I'm saying is Quinn's a motherfucking liar. I knew that was not Stu's mask. When she sat there in Scream 6 and said, oh, yeah, this is Stu Macher's mask. No, it is not. That's at least what I think. What about you, Jordan? When you see that crack in that mask, what do you think about it? Like outside of the reference of Scream 6, I will ask both of you this. Do you think this could be a killer that was in Scream 6, being that mask is present?
I think So I think Quinn was really wearing Stu's mask, but I think Stu might have went back and like grabbed it or some shit. Like if he's alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which would be a mistake. Okay, it would be a mistake, but if he is alive, he probably. I feel like he's still like loaded. Again, one thing that would be required for me for Stu to come back and me not to be like, okay, that's bullshit, is to find out that he was actually living a good life. Because I don't see him just hiding in some goddamn fucking sewer or some shit, and just like planning out. You know what I mean? So I feel like he got his mask back somehow. Because I feel like he's still rich. I feel like his mom and dad might still be alive and they might be rich and they somehow got it. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, it's possible. This is what I think about it when I look at it is I think this is a killer that was from Scream 6 and maybe even from Scream 5. Why is it at the Stu Macher residence this is the only time we see that mask being worn? All the other scenes in the trailers, in the TV spot and in the number one trailer, it's a clean mask. So
Yeah.
why at Stu Macher's residence do we see a cracked mask? Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think we are dealing with a killer who was involved in Scream 5 and Scream 6's events. There has been multiple times evidence has showed up with that. I'm going to do an extensive deep dive into that. And I think this could potentially be Stu Macher. I mean, I will also say this. Another mask that was not present in Scream 6 that is still out there was Mickey's mask.
ooh, I
Yeah.
remember.
Was Mickey's mask not found at all?
Yeah, that's why I'm good. I always wondered that. That is confusing.
I remember that being a question that came up in one of my streams or like in the comment section of one of my videos. And someone might have said they think it was found at the therapist's house, but I don't know.
No, Roman's mask was at the.
Oh, was it?
No, I think Romans wasn't it at the grocery store?
No, that was
That was Charlie.
Charlie and
Okay.
Jill's. And see, that's
Oh,
another thing that does not add up. As they said, Charlie and Jill wore the same mask. Both their DNA was on one particular mask, but yet there are 9 total gowns there. So if you're saying 2 killers wore the same costume, that means there is one more killer's gown that is unaccounted for.
I
You
don't
know,
remember them saying that.
so yeah, like so it that those 2 movies definitely had some errors, but they count in regards to what we see. And I think when I also see that cracked mask or whatnot, I will say this: look at the design real quick. Let's pull it back up. Now, maybe I'm bugging, but doesn't that kind of look like the type of crack? Like if you look at that little dot and everything there or whatever, that would be like from I want to say like an electrocution, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, huh.
One way or
It does
another.
look different than the mask that Quinn said she was
Yeah,
wearing.
because remember, the one Quinn had, there was a crack right there by the eye.
Right. Yep.
And the one Quinn had, I mean, to me, there's more detail in this crack than the one that Quinn said was Stu's in Scream 6. So definitely interesting, y'all. I think we're on to something here. I think this is going to be a massive clue in the film. Now, I will also say this, and I'll ask you this first, Pam. What if that scene at Stu Macher's house isn't the opening scene like we think? And that's the ending to Scream 7. And we see that Ghostface walking out of that house with that cracked mask. What would you think in that moment if we don't get Stu Macher revealed alive in Scream 7? If that is in fact the ending.
If that's the case, like we don't get the Stu reveal, but that's how it ends, his house burning down, and we get Ghostface walking away wearing an aged mask, then of course I'm going to be like, guys, he's still alive. He's coming back in 8. They're saving it for 8. But which is definitely a possibility just to keep us waiting even more and like guarantee we're going to come out to see Scream 8. However, we know that Matthew Lillard is confirmed to be back. So wouldn't they do a face reveal and an actual reveal with him? Or what do you think about that? Like if they're saving him the reveal that he's alive for 8, then why is he in the cast for 7? Is it just going to be the AI version in 7? Is that what you're thinking?
Mhm.
I think they're going to lean into a little bit of the AI angle for sure. I think they're going to play tricks with people's mind. I think they're going to want people to believe it's AI, but it's really
Yeah.
going to be him. But they're going to
Yeah.
lean into this and stretch this so much that it's a 2-part story, you know,
Mhm.
and stuff. Which is why I do think if we get a cliffhanger at the end of Scream 7 and Stu's not revealed alive, to all those people who do not believe he's alive, sorry, Jordan, I don't see how you cannot at least come to the conclusion like, okay, they set this up specifically in 7 for this to happen in 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just
Yeah.
at that point, if they do all this again, we talk about it all the time, Pam. If they do all this shit again, you had so many Easter eggs in Scream 5. You had so many in Scream 6. Now it's like you're doubling down in Scream 7. If you have all this and you don't
Mhm.
pay this off, a fart in the wind. This is all just a fart in the wind. I better not get no killers that has nothing to do with Stu Macher. And I will also say, me personally, and I'll get into it later when we get to her character, I don't think it makes sense for Leslie Macher to be a killer neither. And I'm going to explain why. Like, I'm going to give reasons why. Like, I think one, I will say, it would be too obvious. And there's just certain things around that just wouldn't sit right with me unless she's working with Stu. If she's working with
Yes.
Stu, then that's different. But
I
you're
agree.
going to tell me she's the leader of this whole thing.
Yeah, no. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I am going to get to some of the comments here. Sorry, you guys. You guys know how it goes when we get in a conversation. You know what I mean? It just flows. You know what I mean? So don't think I'm ignoring you guys. You know what I mean? We're having a great time talking here about some Scream 7. I do want to get to some super chats. Shannon, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Shannon, for all the support that you show to the channel. And I will also make note of this. We do have a super chat go up, 15 super chats. If we hit that goal, I will extend the stream. Now, I do want to be respectful of both of y'all time. So if y'all end up having to cut it out, let me know. But I'm planning to go 2 hours. But if we hit the goal, I'm going to go 3 hours and stuff
Okay.
like that. So if you end up having to leave, just let me know.
For sure.
But Shannon saying, what if Anna is related to Casey or something, hence her going after Sid, and maybe Asa goes after Tatum? That's an interesting question. So I'm going to start this one off with Jordan first, and then Pam, and then I'll chime in on this. What do you think, Jordan?
I don't think honestly, I don't think Anna Camp's character is gonna be related to Casey. I think it might genuinely just be the most predictable thing, which is that it's Stu's sister. But I don't know. I don't think at the same time it doesn't really make sense because it just depends on how old Leslie Mocker would have been in that first movie. But I don't think it has anything to do with Casey. I think what we might find out is that maybe whoever Anna Camp is, maybe it's Leslie Mocker. Maybe she was like a driver on the night of Casey's murder or something like that.
Oh,
I
wow.
think that could be more likely. I always thought they would reveal that either Angelina Tyler was there. Well, no. Either Roman or somebody else. I can't really. Oh, or Christina Carpenter.
Yep,
You know
I
what I
agree
mean?
with that.
Yeah, like we'll see that. Oh, she was the getaway driver that night
Mhm.
when Billy and Stu went to kill her. But to answer in short, no, I don't think it'll be related to Casey. And do we have any confirmation that Asa German is like related to Anna Camp's character, or
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
her son.
speculation?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
supposed to be her
okay,
son, Lucas.
okay. Hey, what's
Yeah,
the
no,
other guy's name? The other who
Sam
was on the
Reckner.
post? Sam Reckner. Yeah, he was in that show, Heartbreak High or whatever. I feel like he's gonna be a killer personally. But let me not get too far ahead of myself. But that's
no,
my
you're good, man. I will say, I'll touch on that real quick. I think he's going to die. And I think they show it in the trailer. You know, that person who's wearing that blue button up flannel getting drug
Mm.
away by Ghostface. Unless that's a fake out scene, I think good old Reckner boy is out of there. I mean, also, it would make sense too, because if he is the killer, you're doing the boyfriend thing again. I mean, because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be
right.
Tatum's boyfriend, so I think he's going to go down. I think they're going to kill a couple people who are wearing plaid in this movie to kind of play into the idea of, okay, we're getting away from that because it is kind of becoming obvious. Like people like
Right.
us who really break this shit down are starting to figure this shit out. And it's like, all right,
Right.
to make this less obvious, we got to stop doing that, you know, and stuff. So, I personally don't think so though with Casey. Pam, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think she's related to Casey. I can't see any character really. Like, obviously, Casey is sort of what started this all in a sense. I mean, Maureen really is what started it all, but Casey's like the first sort of big kill that we see after Steve, of course. But I just don't see anyone really. I feel like she's not that important for anyone new that we get introduced to be related to her.
Okay.
Um, and as far as Asa going after Tatum, I mean, maybe he does look like a killer to me, especially if he is the son of Leslie and a camp potentially. It's always possible. But what's interesting is, let's say Anna Camp is Leslie Macher and Asa Gurman's character is her son. That means Asa's character is related to Vince. They're brothers. They would be brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just
Yep.
interesting.
Oh,
I know.
absolutely. And I think Asa kind of looks like a young Matthew Lillard a little bit.
Yes,
It's a
I
little bit
agree.
stronger in the face, like structure wise, but I could see that being Stu's nephew or even his son. I never know. You know what I mean? Hey, Billy had a kid, so I mean,
True.
you never know. You know, and to real quick, because you said something earlier, Jordan, about like you can't see Stu like just basically up and living a good life and then just up and deciding to kill again.
No. What I
Or
said
something
is,
like that.
yeah, no. What I said is, I can't see him doing it. If that, it's actually the opposite of what I said. Like, basically, I feel like, I feel like we have to find out that he was living a good life.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I feel like if he was like just living terribly and then he's like finally coming back, I don't think that makes sense. I think we
Well, okay,
find
so
out.
you're saying homie just can't be living in the slums.
Yeah.
Basically,
I feel
like
like he got like a huge
he
mansion. He's
can't
just
be
living
living
his
like
best life.
Michael was in Halloween Ends. So
Yeah.
Literally, yep, that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
And basically, if he is alive, I think a couple things have to happen. I think we find out that he was Roman's accomplice in Scream 3, maybe with along with Angelina Tyler, in that he was basically Roman was like, "Hey, let me do my reveal and let me get her off. You'll help me with the plan, but you're not gonna be revealed. I'm gonna just reveal myself. Say what I gotta say to get it off my chest, and then kill her or whatever." And
Right.
then after she killed Roman, or Dewey killed Roman. Stu was just kind of like, let's let bygones be bygones, and then he kind of just went away for a while, and he was just like, "Hey, fuck it, I got away with murder. Nobody knows I'm alive. I'm in this, living a good life or whatever." And then Vince gets killed, and he's like, it kind of brings everything back, and he wants revenge again, type stuff. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
think that's what's gonna happen.
All right. All right. I will say this. I think Vince was actually Stu's accomplice in that opening scene in Scream 5.
What?
What?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yes, I do. And the reason why, because think about it like this. If you're thinking about, like we've always think about in regards to, look how Scream 6 displayed Bailey versus Jason and Greg subsequently. Two groups of Ghostface killers going after the same target, but not working with each other and stuff. So if it's not Amber and Richie in the opening scene of Scream 5, like they want us to believe, and those who believe it's Stu, well, remember, they kind of gave Easter eggs in regards to Vince working with Tara. So it's not like Vince did not know who Tara was. So
right. Working the same job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's her name? Liv, right?
Yes. And they kind of left some things on the table in regards to Vince having a connection to Tara. You know,
Mhm.
so I mean, wouldn't it make sense? I mean, and also Vince showed a violent nature. He also wore a flannel. He had a knife, and that's Stu Macher's nephew.
True.
He literally showed tendencies of a psycho. Like,
Yeah. Something else I want to just bring up quickly, Vince had a lot of horror tattoos as well.
yup,
Like, clearly he's into horror movies just like Stu was.
yup.
I don't know.
And I will say this in regards to the Ghostface groups kind of working against each other, because people will say, "Oh, well, why would Stu?" Always would say, "Why would Stu kill his own nephew if they're involved? If Stu is involved with Richie and Amber?" Well, there's a possibility they could have been involved, but then Richie went against the script or whatnot and stuff,
Yeah.
and they went and killed Vince. You
Mhm.
know, basically out of spite with Stu. And like I said, I'm going to do a video about that, and it's going to be extensive or whatnot and stuff. We already know that this killer in Scream 6 called from a Woodsboro number to Gail's phone.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
reminds me.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah. Yeah,
But
Jordan.
hey, that reminds me of something that I think everybody's forgotten about because I haven't heard anybody mention it in a while. There's a scene in Scream 5 after the reveal where a phone rings and nobody answers it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Maybe if Stu was involved, maybe he was calling, maybe Richie and Amber were just behind schedule or whatever, and he was like calling or some shit. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Yeah.
he was calling to let Richie know you fucked up. Yeah. Also, no, because also think about the hospital scene when
Mhm.
Ghostface picks up the phone and says, "Hello, Samantha. Richie cannot come to the phone right now. He's finding out what happens to people who stick their nose in business that doesn't concern them."
Wait, hold on. Say that again. Wait, Ghostface said that?
Yes, Ghostface says to Sam on the phone, "Richie can't come to the phone right now. He's finding out what happens to people who stick their nose in business that doesn't concern them."
Oh, okay.
This was
Yeah, yeah.
when Sam gets chased down, that first attack in the
No, this
hospital?
No,
was
no,
when Tara's
Dewey.
getting attacked.
When he killed Dewey.
Oh.
When Amber killed Dewey.
Mm.
Yes, after Ghostface
Mm-mm.
slashes Richie on the arm, smashes his head. No, it wasn't Amber who killed Dewey. See,
It
now
was, bro.
you're gonna get me in my bag, Jordan.
It
You're gonna
was
get me in my
Amber.
bag, bro, because I got the evidence. I got it for
Amber
days.
killed him.
I got
Amber
it for
killed him.
days. Okay, we'll play into this real quick. So answer me this question, right? You
Mhm.
think Amber is the one to kill Dewey?
Yeah.
Okay, so answer this. No, honestly, answer this. That person wore a bulletproof vest during that
Mhm.
scene, right? So explain to me in the final act when she goes to go change back into the Ghostface costume. Mind you, Sydney is firing shots in her house. Why did she go put the bulletproof vest on then? How does that make sense? The floor
Hey,
is
man, she forgot. Look,
oh,
there's a shot.
bro. You don't forget stuff like that. That's common sense.
But
You don't forget stuff like that. Hold on. Also, you take a bulletproof vest with you to the hospital because you know there's cops surrounding the area. So you'll do it for that situation. But there is a woman actively shooting rounds of spraying bullets throughout your house. And you decide to go put the Ghostface costume back on for some dumb, unexplained reason. But then you don't put the bulletproof vest underneath it? Come
that's
on,
probably just
bro.
plot convenience, to be
Come
fair.
on, bro. Come on,
Because
bro.
remember, we hadn't
That's
had
it.
Richie revealed yet, and so they wanted to be like, oh, is this
Nah,
Amber
bro.
or somebody else?
Also, another thing is, and I said this to Pam the other day in her stream.
Yeah.
You know that shot when Richie's looking on the floor at Ghostface basically being shot, and he has that scared look on his face, like he's concerned. And everybody thought that was out of concern for Amber being shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thing is this: that's her partner. If she's wearing a bulletproof vest, why would he need to be concerned?
I mean, because it's still, you know, it's
Nah,
still
bro, you
hurts.
gotta
It's
use
still,
common sense in these situations, bro. You
but
gotta use common sense.
it
That
could
won't
still
add
kill
up.
her.
That does not add up. You can't lie. Does that add up though? Does it?
Yeah, because it could have still killed her. It could have knocked her out. All types of stuff.
Bro, I love you, man. You're in denial. Like, come on,
No,
that's
I'm
just
not.
common sense, bro.
Bro,
Common
you get
sense,
shot
bro.
with even with the
Ain't no
bulletproof vest on. There's
ain't
some
no
people that still
person.
die.
Hold on. If you are a calculated killer, there's no way you're wearing a bulletproof vest to a hospital knowing knowing there's police surrounding it. So you want to get past those police, but also if they shoot you, being able to survive those bullets. There's no way that in your own house, somebody is shooting a gun in your own house and you don't go get that same vest or at least another vest that you might have had. There's no way, bro. There's no way.
I mean,
There's
it's
no
probably
way.
just plot convenience. To be fair, bro.
Oh man, bro, you just don't want to admit it. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna move on, Jordan. It's
I
okay. You
mean,
don't
to
want
be
to
fair,
admit it,
look,
bro. It's okay. But
bro. To be
I do
fair,
want to get
think
to some of
about
these
it.
I do want to get to some of these super chats real quick. But Oliver loves Saul. What's going on, man? Coming in with a membership chat. 22 months being almost 2 years. Damn, Oliver, thank you for your loyalty, brother. I appreciate you, man. Saying hello, everyone. I hope all is well. I think we will have a flashback and find out that Stu was the actual mastermind and let Billy lead. So we'll touch on this real quick and then we'll move on because I know I'm super behind in the chat and I do want to get caught up. So Pam, what do you think? You think we're going to get a flashback in Scream 7?
To the original movie specifically, or like just in general, any flashback? I hope so. I think they should do it. We've never had a flashback before. 7 movies in, we got to do something different. I want to see a flashback, whether it's to, the night Maureen was murdered or just Billy and Stu planning the Woodsboro attacks.
Right.
I would love to see a flashback.
I'm not against it. I have an idea for a flashback, and I'll get into it here in a second. Jordan, what about you, man? You think we're going to get a flashback?
Originally I did. If we do get a flashback, I think it would be if Stu is alive. It'll either be showing that Roman's saved Stu or whatever, or it would be like if Stu's revealed to be alive and he's like explaining stuff. It'll be flashbacks to Scream 3 and show that he was involved. I think that'll be potentially, yeah. Hold on. I think if I had to choose if they like really were going to, I think they're gonna choose not to. But if they do have the flashbacks, that's what I would imagine they do with them.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I really like the idea for a flashback to Scream 3. I think Scream 3, much to its own credit, it showed so many Stu Macher Easter eggs that on first few looks, you don't pay attention to them, and stuff like that. But you get the replica version of his house. You get moments of that chase scene with Sydney in her replica house where every moment is exactly like Stu Macher chasing her. So, yeah, I would absolutely love if they would reveal that. I personally wouldn't mind a flashback neither to Maureen's death. How I would do it, especially if you're going to incorporate Roman, is you have Roman call Maureen as Ghostface, as like a prank call situation, right? So then doorbell rings or whatever after the phone calls, whatever, and it's Billy and Stu. And Maureen lets them in because she's thinking they're there for Sydney. Sydney's not home right at the time, but she might be on her way. She lets the boys in or whatever. And then slowly but surely, they're having a conversation, but Billy's like leaning into revealing he knows about Maureen and Hank. And then it like clicks and like basically like Maureen like knows like they're there to do something to her. She goes to run up to her room. They chase after her, kill her. Now that's another thing too, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, we don't want to see that R scene." You know what I mean? Well,
yeah, that
if
is
you really think about it, there was never no R scene.
Yeah, there was not.
Had sexual intercourse.
Yep.
Yeah, that Maureen Cotton had sexual intercourse or whatever. So
and that's why they thought so.
Yes, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So you can just show Billy and Stu killing Maureen. Maybe Stu slides out the back door or whatever somewhere because Billy's got to go get Cotton's coat. Billy goes out the front door. As he turns, Sydney is walking up, and that's because where she gets that view of where it's Cotton. She's walking up, and then you see Billy going into the car, going to some like car or whatever, and Stu and Roman is sitting in the car waiting for him.
Yeah, you know I
mean? Like
that
bro,
would be
cool. Bro, that would be fucking fire.
But here's another thing. I think because something, even when I was a kid, when I was watching Scream 3, that I found strange, and now I'm thinking about it, maybe Roman either helped actually kill her, like literally was there, like murdering her, or was the one that actually killed her, like with the finishing blows or whatever. Because in
Mm,
Scream 3, he on those notes put, he always say I killed her
yeah,
instead of
Yeah,
say, he didn't say I helped killed her or I was involved. He said I killed her. You
yeah.
yeah.
know what I mean?
No, that's a very good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could work too. That could work too. I'm super excited to see what they're going to do with Roman. I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about that enough. I'm really interested to see how he's going to be incorporated in Scream 7 because I think his character is going to hold more significance to what a lot of people think. They're giving us all this, they're feeding us, Pam. They're feeding us all this good Stu Macher food through these trailers. And, they're fucking hopes up. And they're like, yeah, Stu Truthers, we got y'all. We told y'all we was going to make it happen. But they're not really
Hmm.
too much about Roman Bridger. And
Nothing. Yeah.
and we're going to get into this. What about the dynamic between father and daughter? Tatum and Mark. Like, Mark is coming off fairly weak in these trailers, and we're going to get into it
Yeah.
in a second. But Ghostface Sith coming through with a $5 hair super chat. Thank you so much, Ghostface Sith. Saying, hi, Sister Pam. Great to see you. Did you hear the audio version of your fave scary movie? Roger L. Jackson narrates in Ghostface voice, Stu lives.
Hi, Ghostface Sith. I did, yes. I started the book, the audio version. I listened to like the first 4 chapters, I think it was, before I kind of gave up. Only because, not because I actually wanted to, but because it was the Christmas season. So I was like watching a lot of Christmas movies. And then just recently, I finished reading another book that I had already started and just needed to finish. So I'm going to get back into your favorite scary movie. But yeah, I did listen to the audio version for like 4 chapters, but got to get back into it.
Hell yeah. That sounds like fun. Wait a minute. So, what is this fave scary movie thing? What is it like?
um, it's a book that came out like a few months ago. Ashley Collins, I think, is the author. She talks pretty much about the making of the entire franchise. Each chapter is like, about the first movie, second movie, and beyond. And she even talks about Scream 7 towards the end. I didn't get that far to the Scream 7 stuff, but yeah, she like even worked with Kevin Williamson to like get some information for the book, I believe. So yeah, you should check it out.
I might do that. That sounds fucking fascinating. I like doing shit like that, like doing little audiobooks and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy, my brother from another mother. Same street, same hood, just different state. I like to say anyway. My brother Destin from Destination Station. Oh, by the way, fucking movie star, TV show star. My boy is blowing up, you guys. Blowing up like E4. And I can't be more proud of him. Honestly, I mean that in all genuine from the bottom of my heart, man. You already know, brother, I love you. Coming in with a $5 super chat saying, did anyone hear the Darth Vader breathing again in a TV spot? Like the first trailer, we might get another scene up in flames for the climax. Stu. Man, yeah, it does seem like Ghostface is having some breathing complications in this here movie. What do you think, Jordan?
I think so. I noticed that on the first watch, but I thought it was just, I don't know, maybe more realism because it kind of makes sense that it's gonna sound like that. You know, if you're wearing like a mask,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like how Michael Myers was. I don't think it's some sort of ventilator. I think it's just a different director, right? And he's kind of just switching things up, kind of. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like it's sort of added in post, but I
Right.
don't know. I really don't know, to be
Sounds
honest.
like some Bane shit from Batman, if you're asking me.
Yeah, bro.
It does. Like, it sounds like that fucking TV left some lasting effects on our boy. That's what it sounds like. Well, Pam, what do you think about the Darth Vader breathing like? When you first heard it in the trailer and then when you heard it
Mhm.
in TV spot. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing with this? Is it just basically subsequently going to be nothing like Jordan kind of thinks, or do you think it's going to have something to do with who's underneath the mask?
It's very interesting. So when it first happened in the full-length trailer back in October, I honestly did not notice it at first until people pointed it out to me. And now when I go back and watch the full-length trailer, it's like obnoxiously loud. The breathing, like it's
Yeah.
intentional. But I did not notice it in the TV spot. Is it in a new scene, or is it in like a scene that we already had from the full-length trailer?
I have to go back and rewatch it. I thought I heard a little bit of it too, but it wasn't like the first trailer where you could obviously like
Mhm.
hear it. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
front and center, like like
Yeah.
that shit was like fucking like, oh whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like what's going on, Ghostface? You all right? You need some
Yeah.
medical attention? Like what the fuck's going on there? You know what I mean? Might need some
Mhm.
Robitussin. You know what I mean? Like it is, man. When I heard that, I'm just like, damn, like they really going all in with this shit. But
Yeah.
honestly, I'll be honest. If it is Stu Macher, I hope the Darth Vader type of breathing does have something to do with the lasting effects of the TV. I think that would be a cool way to lean into that. You know what I mean? And stuff. But that's all I would really, want it for. If it's anybody else revealed as the killer, and I don't know. Maybe if it's the mental patient, I can see it being, that person. But outside of that person and Stu, I wouldn't want this killer to have that. I feel like there has to be a reason why they have that type of voice. Like it can't just be for effects of Ghostface or whatnot. Can't have.
Mhm.
It's got to mean something, like to me.
Yeah.
I think it's
Thank you,
just
brother
creative
Jesse. I
choice.
appreciate you, man. What was you saying, Jordan?
I said, yeah, I think it's just creative. It probably is just creative choice. They probably added it in post, in editing or whatever. I don't know. If it's not that, then it might genuinely just be because of Stu, or it's an older Ghostface.
Got you. Yeah, could be, man. I'm so excited for this movie. I can't believe we're already. Whew,
I know.
fucking goodness, this shit went like took off. Like, can you guys even believe it's been already 4 years since Scream 5 came out? 3
That's
I
insane.
know.
Scream 6 came out. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tom, please slow down. I would like to still have my youth. Like fuck, man, this shit make a motherfucker feel old quick. Like, damn. Like, for real. And
Yep.
my good friend, Triple C, coming in with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much, Carrie. I greatly appreciate you, as well as one of my mods. It's been a while since I've seen you here in the chat, Carrie, and stuff, and since I streamed. So I got to take a look at who's all my moderators. It's been a minute. I do. Like, goddamn. But thank you again, Carrie. And leave a comment in the comment section, Carrie, if you have something you want to say with that super sticker. The Bearded Entertainment, Eric, what's going on, bro? Saying, what's up, buddy? I know what you're up to. I see you. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Hey, love you, man. Thank you for the $5 super chats. Don't try to assassinate my character now, Eric. Okay, what's going on? Vinco. I hope I'm saying that right. Or Vinco, triple or quadruple O. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Saying, question for Pam. I think it's Leslie as Ghostface, and the reason she's targeting Sydney, henceforth, burn it all down. She's just ending it all. Oh, what do you think about that, Pam?
Well, I could definitely see Leslie being one of the ghost faces and, wanting revenge on Sydney for almost killing her brother, and ruining their family and their reputation. But I think she would be working with Stu. I don't think, at least I would just be very upset if all of these Stu Easter eggs in 5 and 6 ended up only leading to Leslie by herself wanting revenge for Stu. Because I mean, first of all, we've done the family member wanting revenge so many times.
Right.
And we could do it again kind of with Leslie, but working with Stu. I don't think it has that great of an impact if it's only her. You know, all these people who are Stu deniers and like will be genuinely upset if he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Will you guys really be happy if it's just another family revenge plot?
Right.
You know?
That part.
I think I know.
Part.
Honestly, Killjoy Jake, he had a theory, and I'm starting to lean toward his theory. You're right. I wouldn't really like it if it's just Leslie Macher coming back, but I think it might be better that way instead of Stu coming back, because I feel like Stu coming back would ruin the DNA of the franchise. You know what I mean?
No.
But like, look, but look, oh no, what was I saying? Oh my god. I think because Killjoy Jake, he had a theory that Sam Reckner and McKenna Grace, they would be the killers, and they're both wearing blue plaid, so that also makes sense. But it's because like they're gonna do like a true crime angle where they're obsessed with true crime.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be that, honestly, or something similar to that. I think it's gonna be Sam Reckner and McKenna Grace probably who are the killers.
You just said that bringing Stu Macher back would ruin the DNA of the Scream franchise, but I beg to differ because, in all honesty, what theory really propelled the DNA of the Scream franchise today, as we know it? When Scream 5 was announced, what was the big question? It wasn't about no Melissa Barrera, and I love her. Don't get me wrong, she was new, but it wasn't about Nev Campbell. It wasn't about David Arquette. It wasn't even about Courtney Cox. It was about Matthew Lillard. It was about Stu Macher. Are they finally going to give fans what they've been clamoring for so many years? And that's a Stu Macher return, because when you said those words in regards to, yeah, we had a script to bring Stu back alive. Well, in my opinion, in canon, you can still do that. The moment you uttered those words,
Yep.
so just give in and give us what we want. I mean, you didn't came this far. Honestly, you done did everything has been properly layered through Scream 5 and in Scream 6 for this to happen. You know what I mean? You got to pay it off. We can't keep having these movies where we're going to lean into something, and we're going to lean into something, and we're going to lean into something that looks and sounds promising, that looks interesting. But then when we get to the killers, they're like Richie and Amber and the Bailey family.
I know.
Hey, the Baileys are trash.
Yeah, I mean, the only one out of all of those, like, Amber was a little cuckoo, but she was too goofy cuckoo, and she tried to walk back on her dirty deeds. You can't just do that.
No, she was trying to manipulate.
No, everyone. She didn't do a good job at it. She was terrible.
She did it twice, bro, and then she kept showing her true colors. Like she was showing signs of like psychopathy or pretty much.
Yeah, man. Me personally, not for me. I feel like if you're gonna go full psycho, you got to stay full psycho. You can't go back and say, "I was radicalized. Please don't hurt me." You know what I mean?
But remember, psychopaths are manipulative. They'll do anything to kind of like
to a degree, but most killers, they're gonna stand on business. You know what I mean? Most killers, they're gonna stand on business. Like, she really tried to walk it back. You know what I mean? And like, she tried to walk it back, bro. You know what I mean? So, me personally, I don't. In regards to this question from Vinko for Pam, I personally don't think it makes sense for Leslie to be the killer. Like, think about it like this, y'all. Okay, if there was ever a time Leslie should have been the killer, it should have been Scream 2 with Mrs. Loomis. That would have made more sense.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about almost 30 years later. And then on top of that, her son, Vince, got killed. And I see a lot of people are saying, oh, well, because her son got killed, that would also motivate her to do it. But that was for Samantha and Tara's story. That had nothing to do with Sydney. That was a part of the Carpenter sister storyline. That had no connection to Sydney. Sydney wasn't even living in Woodsboro. So I just feel like making Leslie the killer, the only way I can see it work is if she is working with Stu and we kind of get I want to say an extensive, but a little look at maybe Leslie wasn't like that, but Stu manipulated her to be like that because that's her brother, and stuff like that. And there's actually this show that used to be on NBC that I actually grew very fond of that had Zach from Saved by the Bell in it, and it's a show called Found. And the reason why I liked it, especially in the second season, is because he had a sister who was working behind the scenes trying to help him escape jail and escape what he was going to be facing and stuff. And some of the things they did in regards to meeting up locations, trap doors and stuff, I'm like, man, they could do something like that for Stu and Leslie. Like, so if it's something like that, like brother and sister working together and we get to see Stu manipulate her into being this type of person, okay, but at the same time, I'd rather it not be, because like Pam said, it's like, how many times are we going to keep getting a motherfucking family member?
Yeah.
Like, how many times are we going to keep doing that? I'll put it this way. What sounds more appealing? For the first time ever in the Scream franchise, you get a killer returning that was thought to be dead, but he's actually alive, and they explain it in a way that makes sense. Or would you rather be his sister, who never met before? Met before, and like who has no real, like she has no real. She's a mention,
but
and she technically she hasn't even existed until Scream 5. So
and also, who's really to say? I kind of always doubted this too. Who's really to say Vince Snyder is really her son? Amber could have just said that. We didn't see no proof of that. We just see her read something from her phone.
You never really know.
I mean,
I would be like,
I'm all but certain Vince is most likely Leslie's son. But then again, it doesn't really have to be, like, because again, if you're going to reveal her as a killer, well, how do you explain for that? Like, wouldn't she want to like kill the people who killed her son?
But what also is interesting is Liv dated Vince and didn't even know who Stu was. That's really weird.
Yeah. Ooh.
And Woodsboro is a small town where everyone knows what happened. How does she not know that? I don't know. It's just
weird. He would keep it a secret.
Good shit, Pam. I never thought, and mind you, I've been scouring that bitch the last few days. I did not catch that. That's a great point. That is a really good point.
He would be keeping it a secret, though.
Not necessarily. It's public record, according to Amber. And why would does he look like a guy who is shy? My man was pulling knives on people in a bar, bro.
I mean, I think she was just being reckless because realistically, they should have suspected her. Like, how would you know that information off of a Google search? Like, she was low-key being stupid, bro.
Bro, and that's what. But see, you just basically proved my point in a nutshell. With the whole bulletproof, she's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. These killers are
my point, actually, because she was dumb. She was too dumb to put the.
But they don't think. But you have to have common sense to go into certain situations. You just do. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry. No matter how stupid she is, you can't explain that to me. You know what I mean? You can't explain how one instance you're going to wear a vest, but one you're not, and somebody's shooting.
I mean, if you go back, because she wasn't wearing it. Remember, she wasn't wearing it through the whole movie. She got the vest like after she killed. Her and Richie killed Judy and Wes. You see the back of her cruiser open, and that's the clue that she got the vest out of her car. So she didn't have it the whole movie. She wore it for that one instance, and then she kind of just like didn't wear it again.
But that doesn't make any sense. When somebody is shooting at you in your own home, it just doesn't. Sorry.
Think about how quickly it is from when Sydney shoots at her to when she goes into the house. She probably didn't have that much time. She's a fanatic, bro. She was just like, hey, it'll be cool for me to wear the costume
No,
again. It
bro,
doesn't make
listen to how that
sense.
sounds. Hold on. Listen to how that sounds, though. She had time to put a whole costume back on. She had that much time to do that. She didn't have time to put the vest on right before that.
Cause okay, look, she's not smart, bro. She literally is just okay. She just did it just because, bro. Okay, it's plot
Nah,
convenience.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you're like, especially when you're like looking at it from a commonsensical angle, that just doesn't make sense. Especially if you're a killer who's trying to like get away with shit and you're supposed to be planning shit. Like, nah, bro. Like that sounds a little too cuckoo for me. And also, another thing, real quick, just to further play into my point earlier about there being two different Ghostface factions in Scream 5. What did Richie say at the end when he stabbed Samantha? He said, I'm so glad because I really wanted to be the one to kill you. I wanted to be the one to kill you, which hints at the possibility that other people wanted to kill her, or somebody else may have been out there who wanted to kill her. Just like Bailey, his dad, said about Jason and Greg. We had to kill them before they got to you because we wanted to be the ones to kill you. You know what I mean? And stuff like that first. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, man. They've been leaning into it, in my opinion, with all these Stu Macher Easter eggs. But the biggest one is the Ghostface phone call from Gail in Scream 6. That's a Woodsboro phone number, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Anybody can say what they want in regards to, oh, that was Quinn. They were from the Midwest. Even the directors say that. They're not from Woodsboro.
Yep.
So the fact that Gail Weathers got a phone call from somebody from Woodsboro, the fact that Dewey Riley got killed by a Ghostface who literally described how to gut someone the same way Stu Macher did. Also, during Gail's attack scene, the double clutching of the knife. All of these things all culminate to Scream 7, Stu Macher returning. What does a promotion say? And I really hope they lean into it because I know what you did last summer did not do it. Every phone call, every killer has led to this. Lean into that, please. Please lean into that. Yeah. Because that tells me you're planning something epic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll ask, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this question that I actually posed in a video the other day, but I do want to catch up more with these super chats. I apologize, everybody in the chat. You guys know we're ranting and rambling. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys being here. 77 fucking people watching. I greatly appreciate you guys showing up. Let's really be honest here. I know like half of it's mine and the other half is coming from Pam. So thank you. You're a fucking rock star. Let's go. Okay, so Vinco coming in with another $5 super chat saying, what if Amber and Richie knew Stu was alive since they were huge fans and went to him for advice on how to target Sam, like how Roman did with BNS? I mean, I'll answer this real quick. I think it's possible that Richie and Amber were a part of the Ghostface cult, but somewhere along the line, Richie wanted to do his own fucking thing and wanted to be a little tard and a little turd and didn't follow Stu Macher's rules, which is why we got the clusterfuck that we got in Scream 5 in regards to conflicting Ghostface killers trying to kill the same fucking person. You know what I mean? Like, because Richie decided, I want to make a stabber equal because I don't like how they try to add elevated horror social media comments. like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking Richie. I mean, he went against what the fucking plan was supposed to be. You know what I mean? So, at least in my opinion. So, I absolutely can see something like this in regards to Amber and Richie knowing Stu being a part of the Ghostface cult and then kind of veering off and going rogue. What do you think, Pam?
So, I think, so the comment says that they went to Stu. I think Stu recruited them.
Right.
So the subreddit, you know, the message board. I think Stu stumbled upon this message board or whatever and saw that there were these young adults who were crazy, like Richie and Amber, and he was like, you know what, let me try to recruit some of them into my cult. And you know, like how Vinko said, like how Roman did with Billy and Stu, you know, Roman sought out Billy and essentially recruited him to like show him the footage with Maureen and Hank. So I think, you know, just like these newer movies are mirroring the originals, we might find out that Stu was what's the word I'm looking for?
Mastermind?
Like guiding Richie and Amber the way that Roman was guiding Billy, basically.
The way Mrs. Loomis was guiding Mickey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I think, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. And good thing to bring up the whole Ghostface subreddit. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people do forget about that, especially with the rest of those films. Like, that's how basically a lot of that shit started. And something else to point out, too, they mentioned it in Scream 5. Vince was leaving like weird social media posts, you know.
Yes.
He was posting some weird shit. So it makes you wonder, was he like, what was he saying? Like, my Uncle Stu's back to come fucking carve all you fuckers up or some shit. You know, maybe off the wall crazy shit or some cult shit.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting line that just gets overlooked, and it's very quick, and they don't spend any time on it. I didn't even catch that line until probably my like 20th rewatch of Scream 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's so funny because I'm like was watching that movie the other day just for my video and stuff, and I'm just like, man, there are so many things I did not catch. That like, also another thing real quick. When Stu, see, this is how I know it's Stu. See, it's just rolling off the tongue so smoothly. Get used to it. You know what I mean, Jordan? Get used to it, brother. Wave the white flag, please. Spare yourself the disappointment. It's like, no, let me stop fucking with you, man. But no, something else I noticed in that phone call with Tara. Two things, actually. Remember, the killer says, oh, elevated horror. What's elevated horror? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the thing about that is Richie's whole motive behind wanting to do a Stab requel was because they used elevated horror in Stab 8. So he knows about the subgenre of elevated horror. Then we also hear Amber say later on in the movie, elevated horror fucking rocks. So she knows what elevated horror is. So this killer on the phone with Tara doesn't know what elevated horror is. That proves right there. You're Amber. And also, in regards to the question, the last one, name the killer in Stab. They used the same question, but a little bit reversed, that was used on Casey Becker. Because remember, name the killer in Friday the 13th. What was Casey's instant reaction? Jason, I'm sorry. That's the wrong answer because everybody forgot about Pamela. Everybody forgot about Pam Voorhees. So just like with Stu Macher, I'm sorry, that is not correct. There are two killers, Billy Loomis.
And he gets pissed. That Ghostface gets pissed.
Because just like with Jason, he gets forgotten because Billy is the talk of the town. He's the talk out of them too. When you talk about Stab, you talk Billy, not Stu Macher.
Okay, you know, that makes sense.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Hey, was that a little wave? Oh, got a little wave. Oh, let's go. Say, no, let me stop messing with you, man. But no, honestly, though, I mean, like, I was sitting there listening to that, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's the same exact style of question that was used in the original. Because when you think about it, Jason was considered the star. People forget that Pamela Voorhees started this shit. You know what I mean? And Stu Macher, you can make the case, and I always will. He was the real killer in Scream 1996. He did everything, if you ask me. I don't think Billy did anything. I really don't. I think Billy was just the puppeteer and the bully out of the situation.
It was Stu's idea to frame Neil, which is basically the whole point, the biggest part of this plan. Who to frame it on.
I forgot about that, Pam. I forgot about him saying that, like, when they talk about it, he's like, I thought of that. Yeah.
So people say that he he's too stupid to be a mastermind. Like, no, he literally came up with possibly the most important part of their plan, who to pin it on.
Yo.
Uh,
Damn, I forgot about that. I did. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, see, you're in trouble. Jordan, I don't understand. I don't know what else, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, the evidence is just overwhelming. It's mounting, man. Like, honestly, though, like, I just feel like when it comes to Stu's character, you set it up. And even Guy Busick, he's still, people forget Guy Busick's still part of the writing room here. He's always wanted Stu Macher to come back against the behest of James Vanderbilt. Guess what? James Vanderbilt ain't there no more. I want to ask you guys this real quick, and then we are going to move on to some more super chats, and I am going to move on to something else in regards to, we're going to move off of Stu a little bit, but because I do want to talk about Sydney and Tatum and the whole Prescott Evans dynamic. Pam, I know that you usually don't like to stream too late, so if you end up needing to cut out, you just let me know.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, sounds good. So what I want to ask you guys is this, and I said this in my video the other day. If Stu Macher is only returning as an AI-generated video, AI-generated voice, right? He's not returning alive. Why would creative feel the need to hide that he was going to be in this movie? Physically shooting scenes, might I add. Why would they try to hide that if they wasn't planning something epic for the character to come back to? I mean, why would you feel the need to hide it? Because remember, the whole excuse for leaking that he was in this movie was because they didn't want somebody else to leak it out. Now, tell me, what in this movie is so damning in regards to Stu Macher's character that you're afraid somebody's going to leak it out? You're afraid that I'm going to show up with some glasses and a fake mustache and be like, I got the evidence. I got the footage. You know what I mean? Call Connie fucking Chung. like, you are so afraid that somebody else outside of you guys was going to release this information.
Yeah.
If he's only a computer.
Yes.
If he's only a voice, why?
I think that if he was only AI, you know, whether it's just his voice or like a quick little video of him, he didn't even need to be on that set. He could have recorded lines from the comfort of his own home. They could have only included one person on the movie. Like they didn't need the whole set to be open to this or everyone working on the movie to have this information. They could have kept it under wraps if that was all that it was. In my opinion.
What about you, Jordan?
It's
a tough one, I know. I'm brother. I got all night. I ain't got to work. I ain't got to work tonight, bro. We good.
I mean, I don't know, man. Look, I know for like
this is all the people who do not believe that Stu Macher is coming back in this movie alive. Whenever I hit them with this question, they don't know what to say. It's like a natural reflex. It's like
basically, why would they like have to, just come out with it themselves, pretty much?
Like basically, if Stu's not going to be alive in this movie, right? If they're not planning something of a grand reveal for this character, if he's just a computer, if he's just a voice, why feel the need to hide the fact that he was physically shooting scenes?
Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, that's the part that I missed. Because I don't think they said that he was physically shooting.
Oh, he was. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Jordan. Even Matthew says this. At a convention, he even said this. He gave a tease. He was like, yes, Stu Macher is back in Scream 7, and he may or may not have blood on his hands.
Okay. Huh. I mean, he could be alive, but they have to do it good, man. Otherwise,
that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for to do the shit job
to do it correctly. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't know.
They can. I think if they truly believe, I'm a firm believer. If you believe in the story you're trying to tell, that you can tell just about any story. You know what I mean? If you believe in it, you can tell just about any story. And if you can, it's all about creating a core for the audience to hook itself to. What is the core of these trailers? This is going to be fun. Stu Macher's return. You know what I mean? That's the core. And if they can build off of that core in the right way, I have a feeling that even those who are like, man, I don't really think I'd like Stu Macher coming back, I think they do it in a way to where you're like, you know what? I fucks with this. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, this is the first time in the Scream franchise they have an opportunity to do this, to bring a killer back that makes sense to be brought back, in my opinion.
Yep.
This is the only time they have a chance to do it. Because if you don't do it now, then you're never ever going to do it.
I agree.
It's
now or never.
New killers. And I get it. That's what we love about the Scream franchise, is that for the most part, we always get something new. We always get a new character. But what good is a new killer when it's the same motive? When it's the same narrative driving why they're doing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about Stu Macher. He was the most unpredictable. This was all fun to him. This was kiddie games. Murdering people? This is like a trip to the penny candy store. You know what I mean? Like, this is nothing for this dude. You know what I mean? This is what he does, you know, and stuff like that. So you have to do what you have set up. Even you can argue from Scream 4, but we're not going to delve that deep. Scream 5 and Scream 6. That's where this has all been manifesting from. So now you have this opportunity to finally capitalize on everything that you set in motion, everything that you set in place, and give us this grand finale that this man, who we believe to be alive, is in fact alive. Even Matthew himself said it, and I think you've seen this interview, Pam, where the interviewer asked Matthew, is Stu Macher alive? Or does he have to be alive in this movie? Well, I mean, that has kind of been my shtick, right, at these conventions. Macher is alive. And another thing that caught my attention that Matthew said at a convention was that he would not return if the story wasn't good and if it didn't make sense for him to return.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't think he's only going to be subdued to just AI. You know what I mean? I really don't. I feel like he's going to have something live to do, like in the flesh to do and stuff, while also adding in the AI stuff just to play into the buildup, the creating suspense. Is Stu alive? Is he not alive? You know, play into that. But I don't think he comes back if the story doesn't end with Stu Macher and Sidney Prescott showing off one last time. I've always said it. Stu Macher, especially because I see, like, and this is what I mean about leaks and the conflicting narratives. And I'm not taking shots or nothing like this. Critical Overlord posted a video a couple weeks ago. Oh, well, according to Daniel RPK, Scream 7 is going to be the end of Sidney's story, and Scream 8 is going to start following Tatum. Mm-hmm. Then we get a post from Drew Jardera, also another credited source, according, to some. Oh, well, no, this is going to be a 3-part trilogy following Sidney. And my point is, nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen. Yeah. At the end of the day, whatever scripts that is being handed out there, whatever, I don't think, even if it's parts of the real script, it's not final indentation. It's not.
Right.
Which is why we have so many conflicting narratives as regards to what's going to happen and who's going to, and stuff like that. Like, I personally think I think it makes sense that this would be a 3-part trilogy, because Neve Campbell said herself that her return as Sidney Prescott is supposed to be in the vein of Laurie Strode Halloween 2018 trilogy. And I've always said, especially now that you got Fallbrook, and I'm not saying Stu has to be a patient there for this to work or whatnot like that. He can still be revealed alive and the killer just pulling some strings. Maybe he's using one of the mental patients, however, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I've always thought that Stu Macher should be Sidney Prescott's boogeyman. He should be her Michael Myers. You know what I mean? That killer who subsequently can't die, that keeps coming back. You know what I mean? In Stu's case, he didn't die. He's
Yeah.
back this one last time.
Yeah.
He's got to be her boogeyman.
Yeah, that makes me think of that line from Amber in Scream 5. She says the problem with the stab movies is there's no Michael Myers, no Jason Voorhees, no bad guy to keep coming back. And that's what Stu is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah. That's very true. Yeah, she did say that shit. Yeah, see, so right there. Hinting at it right there. Like,
yeah.
That there's the plan is to bring a killer back from the dead. You know what I mean? And I'm all here for it. You know what I mean? I want Stu to return. I personally think that they could stretch this out to 2 movies. I know a lot of people don't want to wait. I get it. Pam, I know I heard the sucking of the teeth. I know.
no, that's not what I did.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. We've been waiting for so long. But this is why I think it could happen. Because it's clear. If Scream 8 is picking up directly after the events of Scream 7, like it is said, then that tells me there's 2 parts to this story in Pine Grove. And we're going to be right back in Pine Grove. So that tells me there's 2 parts to this story. Especially if you are thinking we are getting the cult of Ghostface. It would not make sense for new killers to be revealed at the end of Scream 7 if you're not doing the cult of Ghostface angle, especially if you're doing a cliffhanger ending. Because if you do a cliffhanger ending, then basically you're saying there's another killer out there, which basically leads into this is the mastermind behind the cult. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I think in either film he could return. It's just all about how they structure 7 to set his return up.
Yeah.
Crumbs have been laid in 5 and 6. Now 7's got to be that real structure into leaning in. Okay, we're bringing this bad boy back, and it's going to make sense. I do want to get to a couple more super chats. I'm sorry, everybody. You know, we're fucking going here. You know what I mean? It's been a while. DJ Combat 5530 279 super chat. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I will also note we did hit our goal, so I will be going for another hour and a half. We've been going for an hour and 17 minutes already. I was going to stop at 2, but since we hit our super chat goal, I am going to extend it to 3 hours. So you guys got another hour and a half of talking about Scream 7. So that's awesome. That's what I like to see. But who wins, Amber or Nancy Loomis?
Amber, because she killed Dewey.
Okay, my answer was going to be Amber, but not for that reason, because I don't think Amber killed Dewey. I would probably go Amber just because she's younger and she seems scrappier. So
Mrs. Loomis would fucking whoop the shit out of that young woman. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Loomis is
googly ass eyes. Nah. Oh, hold on. Remember, she manhandled Randy.
I was about to say that, but hey, remember, Amber manhandled Dewey.
There's a difference, though, bro. Mrs. Loomis easily got about, I want to say, 20 to 30 pounds on Amber. That's number one. And plus, Mrs. Loomis, according to Sydney, actually used to be a little heavier. Because remember, Sydney said this is about 60 pounds and then a lot of work later. You know what I mean? And stuff. But just, bro. There's a difference. Like, I'm telling you from somebody who's seen Mikey Madison in front of his face.
Oh, you met her?
Yes, I have, bro. Got her autograph and everything. I've seen her in front of my face. Bro. Beautiful woman. One of the most beautiful smiles you'll ever see on a woman in your life. Toothpick, bro. It's not happening, bro. It's not toothpick. Bro, listen, bro. I saw that's the first thing I saw. When I saw her, I was like, they want me to fucking believe she's the one who fucking did that to Dewey?
Well, yeah.
Hey, man, the killers, they morph, bro. They morph when they get into the all right. They grow
or Brooks. I mean, Brooks, like her, no, actually, sorry, we're talking Quinn for Brooks. I was getting ahead of myself. Oh, sorry.
That's another thing, though. Like, so just the phone call coming from Woodsboro scraps Quinn from the conversation already. But the fact you want us to believe that she threw a muscle-bound 200-plus man through a wall, like,
and the fact Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, keep that dog. But look, do you remember what? Like you guys know Zach Cherry, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He said something. I think in his "Who Killed Who" of Scream 5, he was talking about how we're not going to be talking about, oh, this person is this tall, because how the movie's working. I think Nev Campbell kind of said this too, which is that when
Yeah.
they're behind the mask, you kind of got to suspend your disbelief,
Okay.
because they do stuff that they probably wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
And I get
Yeah.
that to an extent, but there comes a time where you're stretching that disbelief too far. I'm sorry.
I think.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Comes a point where it's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't believe that. You know what I mean? Just because you tell me I'm supposed to suspend disbelief, I, as a human being, you know what I mean? Like, no, in reality, this shit would not happen. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
there's
Yeah.
no physical or ethical way that happens. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, just no, especially after seeing the young woman in front of me face to face. Like, absolutely not. No way. Jordan, listen, bro, I'm put this way. She would have to train MMA and lift for a solid 2 to 3 years before I give her a chance to pull that shit off. Honestly, you have to put in some serious fucking work. Like, dead
Yeah.
serious, bro. Like, that's how thin Mikey Madison is. She's not a big girl, bro. Like, and I'm sorry, the type of strength that it takes to cut through tissue and organs and bone and body parts. Like, you seen how that Ghostface was struggling with that knife. That takes strength, bro. That takes one of us. Like, you know what I mean? Remember, it takes a man to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, that just, she didn't do it. But
Yeah.
answer the question. Thank you, DJ Combat, saying who wins, Amber or Nancy Loomis. I personally think Nancy Loomis would dust her up and send her packing. Like, I don't even think it would be a fight. Like, honestly, because I thought Nancy Loomis, I mean, yeah, sure, she had a gun, but she gave Sydney a nice little scrap. The more I go back and watch Scream 2, the more her character grows on me. And I guess it's because when she is revealed as Ghostface, Laurie Metcalf did a fantastic job. Like, them eyes, man, what?
Yeah.
She had them crazy ass eyes. Like, shit. I love
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey Pam, what were you gonna say? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say the whole Gale scene with Brooks, and no way could Quinn have thrown a grown man like that through the glass, but they literally intentionally added that line about his muscles. Guess his muscles didn't help him that much. Like, they're literally screaming at the audience, like, pay attention to this.
Right.
And not only throwing his
Mm.
lifeless body, his dead weight, but when Ghostface overpowers Brooks, they drag him away when he's still alive.
That's a good
I
point.
think if that was Quinn, he would have been able to get out of that. It's not like this Ghostface sneak attacked him and slit his throat, and then it's like, what can he really do at that moment?
Right.
He was alive and they just dragged him away. You're telling me that was Quinn? I'm
Right.
sorry.
And then on top of that,
Here's what
she does kill him dead weight because he's already dead when he goes through the wall.
Right.
So now he's already naturally, let's say a solid 200. Now you got to pull that at dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that, bro. Now a guy who's 6'4", maybe I'll give Matthew about, because when
He's 6'3",
tall,
I
when
think.
you're tall, your weight carries with your height. So I'd say Matthew's like a solid, I want to say 215, 230. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Somebody like that doing that.
Here's the thing with that scene. Everybody keeps mentioning that scene as like kind of proof, but I got the opposite vibe when she said that. When I heard Ghostface say those muscles didn't help, I think it was their way of being like trying to give a bullshit explanation.
No,
Like,
they were, because, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'll say it right here, right now. Radio Silence didn't care to make their movie serious.
yeah.
They didn't, and I think it's a shame. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I get it. Scream is supposed to be a fun, slasher. But one thing that Kevin and Wes did so well was they were able to make it fun while still telling a story that's serious. You know what I mean? Like, Like they radio silence. Oh yeah, we know we made it obvious that Bailey was a killer. Well, thank you fucking very much. I did not want I didn't want to know that fast. I didn't want to know so soon. I'm in the theater watching it, and Quinn's like, yeah, when my brother died, I'm like, oh yeah, you're his fucking sister. Great.
That's crazy. I didn't even.
Yeah.
Like, yep, you're Richie's sister. Yep, I already know. And let me guess, the tall one's the fucking other brother. All right, yep, Ethan. It's just too obvious. Like, and I don't like that. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't like how open they were about, oh yeah, we know. It's like, it's disrespectful. Hey, come on.
They should have made Danny the killer. Have you seen the show Arrow?
Yes.
Have you seen the show Arrow?
No.
Yeah, I have before.
Oh, he's in that, right?
Yeah, his role in there, I was like, bro, he gotta be the killer, bro.
Bro, listen.
I would have loved for Danny to be the killer.
He should have been. What you talk about what should have been, that's a character right there who should have been revealed as Ghostface. Like, he had, like, it's the fucking what is it called? The subway scene in particular. When Ghostface is walking directly towards him, I don't care what anybody says. That was a Ghostface coming to attack her. Because they ended up going out the door. But the thing is where they were standing watching her, there was a door right there. So if your intention was to really get off the subway, you would have just went out that door. No, that Ghostface was charging at her. And my boy stepped right in front like, not right now. Fuck up. Like, not right now. We're not doing this here. And that fucking Ghostface pulled a fuck. You know what I mean? And just went off to the side. You know what I mean? Like, no, Danny, yes, absolutely. Danny should have been the killer in Scream 6 or in the scrapped version of Scream 7 that we aren't getting. Like, I agree. Like, Danny would have been a fantastic killer. Just on your stream the other day, Pam, was that Radio Silence said it themselves that he was a fantastic Ghostface when he auditioned. So, my question to you, Radio Silence, is as Scream fans, and you're Scream fans, why would you not go with the guy who's the best choice for Ghostface?
I mean, really, you see him kill it in the audition, and you're just like, no, we'll go with someone else. Like, what?
You'll go, and I love Dermot Mulroney. I he's awesome. But you'll go with my boy. Yeah, of course it's me.
Bro, dude, all they did was piss off us Arrow fans, bro.
Yo.
All I could think was how good it would be if he was the killer, bro. I was like, bro, this makes sense. This is why they casted him, because his role in Arrow.
You want to know when I knew Bailey was the fucking killer? It's when Sam and Tara are waiting for him to interrogate them, and my boy just comes in, and he comes in, and he has a straight face, and he's just like, I'm just like, yep. He's a killer. He's too happy to talk to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, bro, like, they just made it so obvious. It's sad. Like, hopefully, Scream 7 avoids that, and that is what I said before. That is kind of the good thing about not getting these trailers coming out in succession, because there is this air of mystery. Like, oh, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to reveal? What are they not revealing? You know, and stuff like that. So, DJ Combat with another $6.99 super chat saying, another good thing about Stu's return, no other Ghostface has ever resurrected or came back. This would be a first, which makes it cool. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? This is the only time you can do it, because after this, everybody else that gets revealed has to be new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
hey, do you guys remember a scene in Scream 6 that was like super awkward? Even the first time I saw it, it was when they were first in the shrine, and Bailey was like, "You've all been through so much."
Oh my god! Yes, yes.
Bro.
Every time I watch that scene, I laugh. It is so funny to me. It's so like out of place. It's almost like they didn't have any dialogue in mind for him, and they were like, let's just throw in this line
Yep.
so we remember that Bailey's there.
Oh, just like they gave him the fake tears in the alleyway and
Oh,
shit.
I was
man.
like,
My boys all walking out all gingerly, and I'm just like, get this fucking guy a cane. Like, fucking like this.
Honestly, that part in the alley when he's crying, the moment that I knew he was the killer was when he was like, you fuck with my
Fuck with my
family,
family.
you
Yep.
die.
bro, somehow I still didn't figure out he was the killer until the end.
What really gave it away was the fake tears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was so, my boys just so like, and there's like one drop coming down, and it's just like dead serious, and it's just like, you fuck with my family. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, Batman Bane shit. I'm just like, oh yeah.
It's so
definitely-
bad. It's so bad
is.
that it's almost good. Like it makes me laugh, and I kind of love it.
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that though, because that's how I kind of look at their reveal now.
Yeah.
Is it kind of a cheesy, cornballish
Mhm.
reveal? Yes, but I can laugh at it, you know,
Mhm.
and that's what I've consistently maintained. Yes, is it a great reveal in terms of a killer being suspense and you buying into them? No, I wish they would have explored Quinn more because she was the most intimidating one out of them all.
Yes, I agree with
You know,
that.
but
Yeah.
But when I go back and watch it, you know what I mean? Especially Dermot's performance as fucking Bailey. It's just because he's so fucking out of his mind in the
Yes.
moment. Like, you know, I saw what you done to him. I said, you had to be punished. Like, crashing out. Ultimate crash out. And I'm just like, see, I'm somebody who loves shit like that. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know what? It's funny to me. I can buy it. I can fuck
Yeah.
with it.
I think that part, that line. I don't know if you ever heard me say this, Marcus, in other streams, but I think that's what makes the Scream 6 reveal, at least the motive, different from Scream 2, but also better. Have you heard me talk about this?
I don't think so.
Where basically, because one of the biggest complaints is, oh, it's the same motive as Scream 2. It makes more sense in Scream 2. Scream 2, Debbie Salt, like, she literally comes back after abandoning her kid. Sure, she's crazy. Okay, that's the reason. But the reason, if you think about it, that the Baileys, that the Mr. Bailey went after her is because of how Sam killed him, killed Richie. Because she stabbed him like 23 times, sliced his throat, shot him twice in the chest, and then shot him in the head, bro.
True.
Through his chin, bro.
He fucked his life up.
Like if she hadn't done that, maybe they would have been like, okay, man, fuck. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
right about that.
Yeah, so that's why I think the motive is different, but I also think it's better because of that. You know?
No, that's a great point to make, and you know it's valid. You know, yeah, I can see why you would say it's better because there is that cloud hanging over Mrs. Loomis's head. Yes, you're trying to avenge your son, but like Sydney said, you abandoned him.
Right.
How much do you really care? You know?
Yeah.
So,
And although what the Baileys did was wrong, like if that was your son, you'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, why'd you like you stabbed him 23 times? Like that's crazy, and then shot him 3 times. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, you would think that person is crazy, even if it was in self-defense."
I thought it was awesome. He got what the fuck he deserved.
For sure.
Vinco, another $5 super chat saying, "Have you guys seen Zach Cherry? His Who Killed Who? I love each one of his analytical breakdowns of the timelines of each film. If not, check it out." I have checked some out in the past. I haven't checked any out lately, but I'll definitely give it a look. What about y'all?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of his channel. He's very detailed. He definitely does his research, takes his time. I remember before he put out Scream 6's Who Killed Who, he took a while to get it out, and he said to people, guys, I'm going back to the theater to see this movie like over and over so that I can try to get it as accurate as possible. So he's definitely dedicated, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love Zach Cherry. You know, I discovered him in like what 2021, 2020. Yeah, 2020 or 2021. Yeah, I love his Who Killed Who series.
Good. I liked the one video that he did, and I think it was the Scream 5 breakdown video, and he talked about basically how, and like he literally had a fucking car demographic of this and everything, like a digital demographic.
Yeah.
How long it took Richie to get from
Yes.
Modesto to Woodsboro and
Yes.
shit like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is some good shit right here. Like,
Mhm.
Yep. And that's the video he was talking about how like not to put so much like thought into who's under the
yes,
mask, you know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, there's only so much suspense. There's only so much you can suspend disbelief before it starts becoming ridiculously unbelievable.
I
You know,
agree.
like it's just, you know what I mean? I get it.
I feel you.
We're supposed to blank our minds out from common sense for the most part. But you can't overstay your welcome with that type of shit. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I feel you.
let's get some more super
Because
chats
I
here.
used to get real hung up on that type of stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Vinko saying, I just personally think she's ending the franchise, burning it all down, bringing it back to where it began. I'm assuming you're talking about Leslie Macher. So what do you guys think about that? That Leslie is ending the franchise, burning it all down, bringing it back to where it began.
I mean, I like that idea, but for Stu, like I think he started it all.
Right.
He, wants to end it all and bring it back to the original where it all began. Like everything that Vinko said, I like, just not for Leslie specifically, but for Stu.
I agree. Yeah, I just can't get behind this whole Leslie thing unless it's with Stu. Like
Right.
her by herself being a mastermind and everything, like there's so many plot holes. You know what I mean? There's so much shit you got to make up for. You got to make up for us not being introduced to her up until now. You got to make up for, oh, well, if she really wanted to do this, why not just team up with Mrs. Loomis? Then, oh, what about your son Vince? If Vince really is your son, there's just too many. There's too much. You know what I mean? So if she is revealed as the killer, I hope it is with Stu, or I can accept her being revealed as the killer with a couple other people if you're going to do the cliffhanger and still lean into Stu possibly being alive. Like, again, if that scene at Stu Macher's house isn't what we think it is, if it ain't the opening and it happens to be the cliffhanger ending and you do something like that, okay, yes. But at the end of the day, if this shit, none of this, Scream 7 or Scream 8, with all the Easter eggs that you have been leading into, especially now in your promotion, if you don't bring back Stu Macher alive and you just make a bunch of new killers that are fans of Stab, that want to see Sydney back or are doing this for whatever fucking reason they're doing this for, this whole everything you did with Stu and just everything you're trying to do is just a fart in the wind. It makes no sense. It's just you know what I mean? It's just you're gonna look at this and just be like, so you let all into this Stu shit just to reveal that again?
Yeah.
Like, nah. And I just like to think Kevin Williamson isn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the thing, that's the only thing that kind of makes it like, okay, maybe bringing Stu back wouldn't be the worst, because Kevin Williamson apparently did help with the writing or whatever, and he's directing, right?
He's
I
starting
don't know, man.
the idea.
Huh?
You're seeing him starting to switch up, Pam. He's
A little bit, yeah.
He's starting to warm up to it. Let's go. You're heading in the right direction, Jordan. Keep it going.
So I think there's a 50-50. But I think, honestly, more than both of those ideas, I like what Killjoy Jake said. Because you guys know he doesn't want Stu back too, right?
Yes, I know.
Bro.
The Jake doesn't want Stu back, and it breaks my heart to hear him speak the way he speaks, but he's my brother, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah, but he had a great idea, bro. I love, because you know how Scream is always meta. They can't really break that. So what they're gonna do, it might be Sam Reckner and McKenna Grace, but they're like true crime type fans. Like, you know how people were dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yep.
Like, I can see people dressing up as like Stu Macher or Billy Loomis, and that being fucked up. I think it's gonna be commentary on true crime and AI. Like, there's gonna be they're gonna be mimics, right? Stu, Roman, and Dewey are gonna be mimics, I think. And then like the actual motive is just a couple people that were. It just shows how dangerous it is, like how people kind of dehumanize the victims. Like you even see it in the trailer, bro. They
So
go there,
are
the
these
dude's laying on
people
the ground like you know what
are
I
these
mean?
people are these people who you think like Sam Breckner and McKenna Grace, are they from Woodsboro? Because they would have to be based on what we heard in the trailer.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's
Well,
interesting. Well, okay, so but
because
again,
they are teenagers, actually, huh?
but again, even if you reveal Sam Breckner as one of the killers, you're doing the boyfriend thing again.
But I think here, I actually meant to bring this up early in our stream. I think it might be one of those things. Yes, it might be kind of trite or just derivative or whatever. But dude, it might be kind of like a staple. All right, Sydney. She was the main character, the first main character. She started off having her boyfriend be the killer. All right, now our second main character, Sam. All right, she starts off having her boyfriend be the killer. All right, Tatum, she's gonna be the new one. It might be like that. That kind of can be annoying for some people, but they might still do it just because they might be like, hey, when we bring a new main character in, they're gonna get that Sydney Prescott treatment. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying to a degree because of how you layered it out. This is
Yeah.
where I believe you can't do that, is because we have to also remember and think that Scream 7 is operating to a degree on original trilogy rules or whatnot in terms of mirroring the first three films. Scream 5 mirrored the original, Scream 6 mirrored Scream 6 mirrored 2. So you'd have to assume that Scream 7 is going to mirror 3. In Scream 3, they revealed not only a solo killer, but they revealed that basically it wasn't a boyfriend, it was a brother and stuff like that. So I think they're going to be going with and also there was a mastermind.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that's what they're going to do in regards to how they're going to mirror Scream 7 after 3. And I feel like if you were to do that, but still have Sam Reckner's character be one of the killers, you're still not breaking any ground. He's the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, do you know who Lost River Drive-In is? You don't know who he is? He's a YouTuber.
You said
It's
Lost Drive-In?
Yeah, the Lost River Dive-In or Drive-In, the Lost River Drive-In.
I've never heard of him.
No.
Okay, because I think he collabed with Knight a couple times, maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember. But he was talking about stuff he wanted for Scream 7 or his theories. He's a Stu believer as well. Basically, he was saying how there might be one killer again, and I really dig that. I want there to be one killer again. One thing they're gonna do to mirror it, I think, is gonna be Ghostface mimicking voices, just like in Scream 3. But I also think there might just be one killer again.
That's very possible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that trailer because I think at Stu Macher's house, unless they're basically that's like an edit. It's like they may have switched scenes, and the one with the cracked mask is going to be used the whole time.
Right.
The fact that we see a ghost face with a plain, clean white mask, and then now we see this other ghost face at Stu's house with the cracks in the mask, it makes you think that there's two killers there.
Yeah. That does
So,
make sense.
and then there's another thing too, and I will say this in regards to like reveals. I think they have in the trailers set it up to where we're going to get multiple Ghostface reveals a little bit early or whatnot. One particular Ghostface reveal I can see happening is when Sydney busts in the door. She's pointing her gun both ways. And then you hear her in the first trailer saying to somebody, "Where's my daughter?" And then in the TV spot, they show that exact same like scene, but she doesn't say anything, but she's walking up and she has like this shocked look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if there was a moment where Ghostface is revealing themselves, the look on her face would signify that. I mean, so
Right.
I think we're going to get multiple killers. I think we could get multiple Ghostface reveals early before we get revealed who the Grandmaster Sensei of this whole thing is. You know what I mean? Who's the Master Fuji behind everything? You know what I mean? So, so yeah, I mean that's how I think it's going to play out. I mean, it's definitely giving cult vibes, and I hope it does. Reveal the cult of Ghostface. We've been wanting that for a long time, and you talk about getting different. You know what I mean? Like you get about 5-6 of these motherfuckers hooded up, buck knife up, but what?
Yeah. Dude, I think one thing, I don't know if I mentioned it. My bad. Well, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Tell me what you think about this. I think Ghostface is going to kidnap her other daughter or daughters because we haven't seen the other kids. Because
from what I heard, they're going to be with Mark's parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how they eliminate them out the story. From what I heard, they're going to be with Mark's parents.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yes, I agree, and I kind of hope that does. I don't want to see, like, listen. I mean, what are these little kids going to do? Like,
yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
So and stuff like, what are you going to do? Hide under the bed? Hide in the closet? Like, you know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense for them to be like, go stay with his parents. Or the funny thing is, they might not even have to make it seem like they're getting rid of the kids because of what's happening. The kids could already be home. You know?
Right.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? Oh hey mama, where's such and such? Oh, they went to go stay with your grandparents for the week. Oh, okay.
Right.
Typical normal family shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, speaking of family, we are going to delve into that next here and stuff. But before we do, I do want to get up to speed with some of these super chats and some of these other chats as well. I apologize, everybody. It's been a while since I've streamed, and this is the first episode of the podcast. So it's just kind of, I ain't gonna lie, just kind of want to just have a conversation and just flow. You know what I mean? So I apologize if you guys are feeling left out. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. But Shannon from Talking Star Wars, $2 super chat. Man, I will say I love having glasses now because I'm not blind anymore.
Bro, I just broke my glasses, bro.
That shit sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if Stu gets revealed alive, I'm screaming for Craven. Who are you telling? I'll be honest. I remember when it was announced that Matthew was coming back or whatever, and I get like updates in regards to like audio clips, like news updates, movies, shit like that. And I remember just getting this little notification. It's like do whatever shit, kind of like an ESPN joint, and it's like Matthew Lillard is returning to the Scream franchise. And I remember just looking at my phone, and I pick it up and I look at it, and it shows him with the gun, and he's smiling, and I'm just like, let's fucking go! That the fuck out. Like, oh man, like.
I was live streaming when I found out, and I thought the chat was trolling me. I will never forget when I found out. Like, and I hopped off the stream because my heart was racing. I was like, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go film an update video.
Yeah, I saw, because I think you clip it and like showed it in a video.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
saw that.
I love how when Steven did his live stream for it.
Yeah.
The first thing
He's so excited.
It was so funny because he's just chilling there. He's just like, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell people I told you so. But we're here now. And I'm just busting out laughing. I'm like, he deserved to fucking say that. Like, and I think if anything, like that, like in the lead up to this, it has been somewhat difficult not seeing his videos posting.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. So, but this is why we are all here together. This is why we all were fortunate to meet through him. Some of us not through him and stuff like that. This is why we're all here to keep and honor his memory and stuff. And yeah, I agree with you, Shannon. Oh, they might have to escort me out the movie theater.
Yeah.
If this happens, if this goes down, if Stu is alive, I am freaking the fuck out. And yes, we will do it for Steven. I might even just do an out of theater I might just spoil it for people early. I'm sorry.
No spoilers.
Bro, that would be
say like
terrible.
after people go see the movie. Like, are you guys going to see the movie opening day?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like after the movie's over, opening day, I might. If Stu's alive.
Nah, I can't bring myself to do it. I gotta wait for Scream 6. I don't think I put any spoilers in thumbnails until the digital release. That's how long I waited. Just because you never know, like I
Right.
don't know.
I get it.
But
You know, try to be
that's just
mindful
me.
of other people who haven't seen it. And
Somebody
stuff,
saying you
but-
guys are breaking me. What?
Wait, what?
No, somebody saying you guys are breaking Jordan. Bro, do you remember?
I told you before this stream started, you're just gonna have to wave the white flag, bro. Just give it, bro. Listen, you're always welcome on a Stu train. I don't know why you act like if you say yes, I support Stu being alive now, that you don't have a seat waiting for you. It's been waiting for you for years now. Like,
Man.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, hey, the fact that we are breaking you, we got to keep breaking you. So let's go. We're gonna keep doing this. But
hey, Marcus, a quick question, because that reminds me. Me and Carrie were talking about in the chat. Did you ever see that live stream of Fate? It's gone now, bro, and I'm so pissed. Where me and Carrie broke Fate. He literally could not stop laughing for like 20 minutes straight in the stream. Because I think it was because Carrie, like, she typed something and Fate misread it. Like, she typed I'm going live with Jordan, and Fate thought it said live, and for some reason bro could not stop laughing for like 20 minutes, bro. He literally had to end the stream because he was tripping. I'm like, bro,
I remember, and I won't go into detail about what it was about or whatever, but I remember being backstage with Steven, Eric, I think it was a couple others or whatever. And we were talking about something in a particular situation, a particular platform, whatever, this and that. And we were talking about this shit and we all just could not stop fucking laughing about it or whatever. So Steven's like, all right, guys, let's settle down because we're about to go live or whatever and stuff. And we're just like, all right. He's like, Marcus, try to keep a straight face. I know it's hard, but just try. I'm like, I'm trying. So we're waiting. The stream goes live, and I'm fighting for my life to keep a straight face. And all I hear is Steven. And I'm just like trying so hard. And I just look at the screen, and fucking Eric is just sitting there cheesing. I'm assuming that Eric said some shit to make Steven pop as he was fucking turning on the stream. And then we all just could not help but just bust out laughing. We were laughing for like the first 10 minutes of the fucking stream.
Do you remember what it was, or was it just private?
Oh, no, I remember what it was about. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember what it was about, yes. And speaking of my buddy Eric, the Bearded Entertainment coming in with a $2 hair super chat saying, Marcus, we got to fight, brother. Laughing emojis, you know. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Me don't understand English. You know what I mean? I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
And
like,
my little brother.
What you want to fight me for, man? Like, I mean, like, right. Like, I mean, we can. Fuck it. I mean, but I thought we were bros, man. I thought we were better than this. We're talking about fucking doing bodily harm to a bro. That's just not right.
Hey, my little brother, he's in the chat. Phantom Zero. He said,
okay.
He said, honestly, brother, I was with you, but I got converted to a Stu believer, Joe.
Even your own brother has admitted he's been converted. Just, bro, come on, Jordan. Come on. Your brother has converted. That means it's your destiny. It is your fate. Like, come on. All right.
Maybe.
So, all right. Thank you again for your $2 super chat, Eric. You motherfucker, you. Zork the Dark 1X with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Zork. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and everybody who has been here. We've been fluctuating between 68 to like close to 80 people throughout the entire stream. I greatly appreciate you guys showing up. Awesome. Zork saying hello. It's my birthday today. Oh well, happy birthday. Saying
happy birthday, Zork.
I'm doing absolutely nothing at all. Also, tell Pam I linked her my shout out from Janelle Parrish. Okay. Awesome.
Yes, I will check it out. I remember Zork was telling me about it in my stream the other day. I'll check it out after the stream.
Awesome. Well, Zork, happy birthday. And to say you're doing absolutely nothing is actually not true. You're hanging out here with us talking about some Scream 7. And one thing I have come to learn in my 36 years of existence on this planet is that sometimes, even for your birthday, it's cool to just hang out with friends on a live stream and stay the fuck out of trouble. You know? You know what I mean? Hey, there's nothing wrong with spending your birthday with some friends on YouTube for sure. So enjoy your birthday, my friend. And thank you again for the $5 super chat. Vinko saying, okay, coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you. Saying, okay, if you could see two different killers team up, this one's easy for me. Which two would you guys pair? Mine would be Amber and Mickey, one by one. And I want to see prequels of the murders being planned by each of them. Interesting. I like that. Pam, who would be your fantasy Ghostface booking, I should say?
I know what your answer is going to be. Mine probably Stu and Jill.
Nice.
Yeah, because I mean, after Stu and Billy as a duo, Jill's my third favorite. So
right.
probably Stu and Jill.
Jordan, what about you?
I would say Jill and Billy. I mean, well, they're both like masterminds, so maybe that wouldn't work. Like as far as like my favorite Ghostface, Stu is number 1, Jill is number 2, and Billy is number 3. So I feel like it can go either way. It can go either Jill and Billy or Jill and Stu. But Jill and Stu might be better though because Billy and Jill are like the same, both masterminds.
Right. Well, this is an easy one for me, but I'll also give a dark horse too. But it's very easy for me. Charlie Walker with Stu Macher.
Oh,
What did Billy say to Sam in Scream 6? Let's ready to slice up some more motherfuckers. I'm telling you. You talk about from a brutality standpoint and from a violence and a viciousness and a cruelness standpoint.
Yeah. Bro, apparently
I just wish they could see my true vision, God. Like, good Lord. Like, it would be such a great fucking tandem. Like, those two. But my dark horse, and we might actually see it in Scream 7 to an extent, Roman and Stu.
Oh,
yeah, that would be a great pairing, in my opinion. That would be a fun pairing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You might even basically get some prequel type scenes with Roman teaching Stu how to clean up his mastermind skills. You know what I mean? Refine them, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they got to plug up the holes in Scream 3, probably. So that makes sense. I feel like yeah.
It is interesting. Okay, so before I get to the next super chat, I do want to ask you guys this. Okay. So in regards to Sydney and Tatum and Mark, the whole Evans Prescott dynamic, we just found out, we got confirmation that Tatum is going to be 17 years old in Scream 7. The same age as Mother Sydney in Scream 96. Now, what I find interesting about this, Pamela and Jordan, is that this means Tatum was born anywhere between 2009 and 2010, which means she was born, either way, before the events of Scream 4. Now, that's interesting to me because, of course, in that movie, we never got no mention of no kids. You don't see no big old rock on Sydney's finger. Trust me, I looked. But you don't get any even mention of children or any even signs of that. So I find it very, very interesting that they have decided to make Tatum that age, because then you can kind of, I want to say poke holes in it, but it's just interesting. But what I find even more interesting is that we don't ever see any so far through these these 1.5 trailers, I should say. We don't see any interaction between Tatum and Mark. You don't see them interacting at all. No interaction between Tatum and Mark. So I think the question I'm leaning into, and you guys are probably already figuring it out, do you think there's a possibility Tatum is not Mark's daughter?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I think he is her father. So are you asking this because you think Kincaid might be the real father? Because I know some people think that.
No, unfortunately. I just my
Mhm.
heart's still broken over Kincaid not
I
being
know.
in this
Yeah.
movie. I don't even want to fathom an idea of, oh yeah, he's Tatum's long lost father, and no, he
Mhm.
should have been Mark present in this movie, but we're getting Evans, so you know. But,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I just feel like, you know what I mean, we haven't seen enough to like obviously see what their relationship is like and stuff, but something just seems off with Mark's character and the way they're presenting him in this movie.
Yeah.
It could be more of like a Ray from Halloween 2018 situation. Maybe he's a comic relief. We're only going to get a few scenes and then he gets killed off. You know what I mean? And stuff like he's not going to have any importance. But I'd like to think he would have some importance. Like this is Tatum's father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they do, you know, if that is actually his daughter. I'll pose this question. How would you feel if by the time we get to the movie, it is revealed that Tatum is not Mark's daughter? Then where would that take you from a mental standpoint in regards to trying to figure out what's up with this character and her backstory?
That's an interesting question. I gotta think on that.
Hey, I mean, Jordan, you want to while Pam stews on that bad boy, pun intended. While she stews on that for a second or whatever, do you have any ideas to the question? Like, how would you feel like if it's revealed that Mark isn't Tatum's father? Like, how would you feel about Tatum's character in regards to could we potentially see this Ghostface killer have something to do with who her real father is?
I feel like I don't think it could. I really don't think it would have anything to do with the Ghostface's motive. I feel like it would be kind of useless if they did it. And the only reason that they would do it, and the only thing that would make it better, is if it is Kincaid somehow or somebody that we know. You know what I mean? And I also did want to mention, because I was in Sister Pim's live stream a couple days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, but we low key only see glimpses into these people's lives because Pam, she was talking about how basically it's kind of messed up. We don't hear anything of Tatum, but my kind of rebuttal to that is, well, we're only seeing like low key a week or two into their lives. You know, they might be able to mention it outside of that. So I'm feeling like
True.
it's kind of the same way. Actually, that's low key not even relevant. It's just a separate point. But I think it would have to be tied to Mark, honestly, the Kincaid. But that would be convoluted, though. I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree. That's like the only way that would work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, somebody said this.
Oh, my
Somebody
bad.
said this idea, and I don't know how I'd feel about it. I mean, it would work for my Gail Weathers secret trader theory. I know that. I know that much, but I just don't know how I'd feel about it from a character's perspective in regards to delving in this far. Somebody had said they think if Mark is not Tatum's actual father, that Dewey could be Tatum's actual father.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I saw
Because
something about that
yo,
because
somewhere.
of that whole interaction with Scream 4 between Dewey and Sydney, where it
Mhm.
kind of seemed like they had a moment
yeah.
and stuff, and maybe, they had a secret affair or something like that. And it's just like, man, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't like it because knowing the character Dewey was, do you really think he'd be the type of guy to not take care of his kid? You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
took care of everybody. He took care of everybody else. Like you know what I mean? He was in so many words the protector. Oh,
What if
Pamela.
he didn't know though? What if he didn't know that he was the father? You know, either Sydney intentionally kept it from him,
Yo,
or she had someone else in her life who she was also sleeping with and just assumed he's the father, you know? I
Yeah.
don't know. I
so
don't think that's the case.
basically
Yeah.
kind of like Maureen Prescott situation, but a little bit different.
Yeah. Yes, because what if she is, you know, she says something either in the first movie or the third movie when she's either talking to Billy in the first one or Kincaid in the third one, she says something like, doesn't she express like fear about turning out just like her mom?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think in real life that's a lot of people's fears, turning out just like your parents. So what if even though she tried really hard to not, she was just destined to turn out just like her, or at least have some similarities? That is, I think that's pretty interesting, because we've
Yep.
never even
Yeah.
seen her as a mom before. We found
Yep.
out in 5 that she was a mom,
Yep.
but we've never seen her actually be a mom
Yep.
or a wife. And it'll be interesting to see if she did end up just like her mom, even though she tried really hard not to.
I
Yeah.
said this before in a
And it-
video, and I caught hell for it. I said it like, we because let's really think about it. We need something new if we're going to follow Sydney, especially for 3 more movies or 2 more movies, whatever we're doing.
Mhm.
Have to do something new with this character. She can't
Yeah.
be the same. She
Yeah.
can't be the same old lovable and fucked up Sydney Prescott, everybody's favorite little victim. She can't do that.
Yeah.
We gotta spice her ass up. We gotta throw some seasoning on this chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
Eh,
how do you do that? You give Sydney a secret, just like
yes.
you give something, for a secret for her character to be hooked into. You know, whether that's her having an affair on her husband. Just see, it's so funny
Mhm.
Oh.
because I've been wanting to see something like that for Sydney's character for a while, because there have been glimpses throughout the franchise where she does mirror Marine. Prime example, Scream 2 with wanting to be an actress.
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So there has been glimpses where Sydney does kind of mirror, her
Yeah.
after Marine. So,
Mhm.
like you said, she tried so hard not to be like her mother, but we're all human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most
Right.
people don't make mistakes. So it's really
Yes.
easy to believe that Sydney might have made a mistake in her relationship and kept it a secret, just like Marine did. Like, granted, Marine's situations was different. You know what I mean? But the premise around it is all built around a secret. You know what I mean? And shit like that. So I can
Right.
definitely see something like that happening for sure. Like, I would like that actually. Like,
Yeah. And it kind of makes sense why Sydney was like in that scene that you're talking about in Scream 4, why
mhm.
she was kind of awkward if maybe Dewey didn't know that was his kid. You know what I mean? That she named Tatum. And I finally remember why
Oh,
yeah, and I finally remember why I even brought up that earlier point of how we're like only taking glimpses into their lives is because that kind of plugs up the hole of, well, she didn't mention her kids in Scream 4. Remember, she's just going on a book tour. And
yeah.
so maybe she just didn't mention that she had a daughter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's what's going
Yeah.
on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you watch Scream 4, even just by how reserved Sydney is, I feel like Sydney, even though she's doing her book tour out of darkness, she's coming out of the darkness, but that's the point. She's just coming out of that darkness. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I personally don't think, as in regards to Scream 4. Now, obviously, Scream 7 has kind of retconned some things. But if you rewatch Scream 4 in its entirety and look at Sydney's character, I personally think you can come to the conclusion that she wasn't in a relationship and she didn't have kids. But now that we're later on in the sequel, this is what we're getting because they have to retcon some things in order
Yeah.
to make the sequel fit and make it work. You know what I mean? And stuff. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with these two characters, between the dynamic between Sydney and Tatum. I personally think Kevin, because he wrote Halloween H2O, I think we're going to see some John and Carrie Tate type moments between
Oh
Sydney
yeah.
and Tatum. You know what I
You
mean?
mentioned
There's a little bit of I want to say they're going to be arguing a lot, but there's some overprotectiveness going on. There's some sheltering going on. You know what I mean? We might even see Sydney steal a line from Laurie Strode if Tatum's out where she's not supposed to be. Where the fuck do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
I really don't feel comfortable with you using that language with me. Well, don't put me in a position, John. Hey, that's my shit. I didn't even go.
I remember you mentioned
that little argument is like so like relatable in regards to like parents and their kids and shit. So I do kind of want to see them do that between Sydney and Tatum in Scream 7. Like, I don't want everything to be all sunshine and roses. Let there be a little, I want to say a little hostility between them there. I know from what the rumors suggest is that there is supposed to be some hostility because Sydney doesn't like Ben's character, doesn't like the boyfriend, thinks he's kind of like Billy Loomis, you know, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it definitely does seem we could be getting a little bit of Halloween H2O vibes in regards to their relationship with a more Scream twist added on to it. So, hey, I'm all here for it. What do you guys want to see out of these characters, though, in a relationship? Like, how do you want to see the relationship unfold? Pam, I'll start with you.
I mean, so first of all, I do think Mark is gonna die, unfortunately. So, but I want to care about him a little bit first before they kill him. So I hope at least in the beginning of the movie we see some sweet moments with them at home together, you know, having dinner together, maybe watching TV together. I don't know, like maybe a sweet moment between. We definitely need some scenes between Mark and Tatum for us to care at all. And like you were saying before, we haven't seen any of that. I think it could be just because, you know, maybe they want the focus to be on Sydney and Tatum, or maybe they want us to be curious about Mark and Tatum's relationships, so they're not showing us yet.
Right.
But we definitely need some moments between those two and Sydney and Mark and all of them as a family, just to make us actually care about this character who they kind of just dumped on us because we were expecting Kincaid. So now he really needs to like impress us. So that's where I'm at.
It just upsets me that they weren't able to pay Patrick the money that he wanted.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you were, I'll put it this way, if you were to pick any guy in the Scream franchise, maybe you can argue Dewey or whatever. Maybe we can even be nice and say Randy. But to me, if there was any guy that it was like meant and destined for Sidney Prescott's character to be in a relationship with, it's Mark Kincaid. Like the whole way their whole dynamic is in Scream 3. Like, I mean, what's your favorite scary movie? My Life. You know what I mean? Like, that's real shit because it's they're literally one and the same. You know what I mean? Like, and just to play off of that. And it's just like, it's kind of like, man, it's kind of like when fucking the Martin show got canceled. Damn, I can't see Martin with Gina no more. Well, now who's Martin's girlfriend going to be? Oh, they're not bringing the show back entirely. Oh, y'all fucked up for that, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just characters like that you get used to, and that you like. Mark Kincaid's character, like, I genuinely like because he just had this brooding kind of mystery around him, but you knew he was a good guy at the same time. Like, he just, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, he was a creep to a degree, but you know what I mean? He loved him some Sidney Prescott. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be mad at the man. You know what I mean? Like, my boy Wallace say, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, even his partner would tease him about it.
You're going to get us some flowers and candy.
Yeah.
Great. All right, yeah, give me a call. You know what I mean? Like, just, he was a great character, and I'm really fucking mad that they're not going to have him in this movie. Like, this is the type of things that kind of bother me with movies, and I get it. Scream is the type of movie that doesn't use a lot of money to make. But if you're going to go all out on a legacy sequel, you spare no expense. You pay, you spend the bag, you know. George Steinbrenner. Why were the Yankees so successful for so many fucking years? Why? Because that motherfucker would break open a checkbook and say, I want him, I want him, I want him. I'm gonna steal all I'm gonna get everybody. I want the best of the best. And we're gonna build this brand to be the best. And I wish Scream with this movie in particular, would have took that approach in regards to getting these legacy characters, all of them, like Patrick Dempsey and the ones you wanted to bring back in it.
But it was because his house burned down, remember?
Huh?
Patrick didn't his house burn down, and that was why he couldn't come back.
That's what he said after the fact, though. There was already before, just leading up to him not getting called back or them announcing it. Like, it was for a pay dispute, I think, and supposedly scheduling conflicts. I don't know. But I remember when they announced that he wasn't coming back and that we were getting Joel McHale, I was so upset. But then literally a few days later is when they announced Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard on the same day. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, all right, I'll live without Patrick Dempsey. Yeah, and maybe that's why they couldn't afford him, because they had to pay Matthew Lillard.
And Matthew got that bag because he's on this fucking renaissance. You know what I mean?
Deservedly so, yeah.
So that does make sense, but it still sucks, man.
I know.
But we have Silver Princess 2642 coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Saying, I'm not Stu Macher, but if we're being realistic, there is no way for Stu, who would be in his 50s, to throw a 200-pound bodybuilder either. I disagree. As a wrestling fan, I watch motherfucking old wrestlers do this shit daily. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, not even trying to be funny. Like, you know what I mean? Trust me, especially a 50-year-old man who's in shape, especially himself in shape. Yeah, he could definitely pull that off.
Yeah, like 50's not that old if we're being honest, and especially if you keep in shape, then you're, it's not like he's 80 years old.
Right.
He's not ancient.
Yeah, right. It's not like he's 80 years old and my boy's walking around with a fucking Dr. Loomis cane.
Right.
Like that, like with a big ass gray beard, talking about he's come home. Holding slow and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can fucking see Stu Macher. You gotta also think about this though, too. Motherfucker got electrocuted. He still got that fucking shot going through his veins. Even still, my boy is spry. He's good. He got them jolts running through his veins. He got nothing to worry about. He don't have no problem getting up. I guarantee that motherfucker every day he wakes up with a Coke and a smile. I can guarantee it. I can all but guarantee it. But all right, we're going to move on to another super chat from Vinco. Thank you so much. Another $10 super chat. You guys are being very generous tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Saying, if you pay attention to Scream 6 at the shrine during the reveal, when Bailey mentions a father and his firstborn son, Ethan looks disappointed. I would have loved to see more into Ethan's internal pain. See, I know Pam hates this motherfucker. So that's why I'm reading that. I'm looking over at Pam like, we go down this road? For real, like, no, I just in Vinco, like, look, they make a great point. You definitely do see Ethan's disappointment when Bailey is basically up Richie. You can definitely tell that Ethan felt like he was the lesser of the two. Would I have liked to see Ethan more like and get a more look into his internal pain? Not really, because Ethan as a character didn't do enough to convince me that he would be a solid killer either way.
Yeah.
Like, now, if you're talking about Quinn,
oh yeah. Quinn was great.
They fumbled the bag with Liana Liberato in that movie. She should have been the one. She should have been the mastermind of the group. And if anything, it should have just been her and Ethan instead of the dad too. Like, they fumbled the bag with Quinn's character. She was menacing. She was believable. Like, if this was for Quinn, I'll put it this way. If they would have basically revealed only Bailey and Quinn, right? And left Ethan out of it. Let's say Ethan is not a part of the Bailey family. It's just Quinn and Wayne. And you get the same dialogue about the firstborn son and this and this and that. And you get the same look from Quinn that Ethan gave or whatever. I would have much rather looked more into her character and her internal pain, because in my opinion, I felt she was more pissed off about Richie being killed than Ethan was.
Yeah.
I felt like Ethan was actually kind of enjoying like doing what he was able to do. Quinn, on the other hand, was like, "You fucking killed my brother, you bitch!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, she was like legit, like trying to get revenge for Richie. Like, you know what I mean? She was really heartbroken over that shit. And so, in regards to what you're saying, I would have actually rather see that for Quinn's character instead of Ethan. But hey, everybody has their own opinion, you know, and that's what makes this community so great. Jordan, what do you think about this idea?
I don't really care, bro. Like, honestly, I don't care about Ethan enough, bro. I'm like, that dude is funny, bro. Like, and not in a good way.
Man,
Like,
Ethan gets no love.
yeah, he's trash. He's probably the worst Ghostface, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He is. He really is. I like Jason more than Ethan.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Jason was cold-blooded. Like, think about it. Like, you know, he literally went into grave detail about how killing Laura character made him feel.
Yes,
like,
that was far more interesting than anything Ethan gave us, in my opinion.
Like, she wasn't just a person, Jason. She was our professor. Where, yeah, well, fuck her. She gave me a C in my Giallo paper. You know what I mean? Like, he had more. I'll put it this way: just in his small time as being a killer, he had more charisma, more personality, and a violent nature in him that should have been more explored that we didn't get to see explored. Like, his whole detail into explaining how that made him feel being able to kill her. I was like, damn. I was like, this little bastard is actually kind of wicked. You know, like,
terrible, bro.
Tell me more. Like, you know, like, I want to know more. Like, shit. Yeah, and they just didn't. Like, you know,
bro, even Greg was better than Ethan. The power of me in the fridge, bro. Come on.
Shame. That's a shame. You get hacked up body parts in the fridge, and you get people still saying, Ghostface killer that was chopped in the fridge was better than you.
Oh my god.
That's real as fuck. Damn, poor
That's
Ethan.
Hilarious.
You know, right now, after you said that, Jordan, Ethan's probably looking at the stream the way he looked at Wayne when Wayne said what he said. You know that.
Yeah. Ethan was brutal, though. I ain't gonna lie. He was, but as a character, he was trash. Like, as a Ghostface, there you go. Like, when he takes off the mask.
Right.
But his kills were good.
Because he did have a good kill with the whole ladder scene. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Too
goofy.
Yeah.
Too goofy. Not scary enough. Like, you know, Quinn was scary.
Yeah. I love Quinn, dude. But, hey, I got a couple things. One, to go back to your point earlier, I remember I watched your video. You brought up the TV series and Emma Duval and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because if Sydney has a secret, then that'll basically be the same thing. But also, and here we're gonna stay on this first point, of course. But I also do want to talk about Chad and Mindy after I hear what you guys had to say. But what do you think about that, Pam? Because I know what Marcus thinks. He thinks that would be good. But
about what? Sorry, Emma. You said something about Emma Duval.
Yeah, Emma Duval. You've seen the Scream TV series, right?
I have. Yes, it's been a little while, so I don't remember everything.
Yeah, like, what do you think about basically, what's it called? Tatum and Sydney's relationship being similar, especially after Marcus just said something about maybe Sydney has a secret.
Yeah.
And Maggie in the show, Emma's mom had a secret, so it'd be like the same thing, Loki.
And what was that secret though?
The fact that she basically was the fact that Brandon James wasn't the original killer of that massacre, and
No,
so
she was with Brandon
she was
James.
with Brandon James the night
Right, 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 right.
and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So, in so many words, basically what Jordan's saying like is how do you feel about Scream 7 in regards to Sydney and Tatum taking a Scream the TV show angle with kind of like with Emma and Maggie's characters with Sydney and Tatum. Like basically in Scream the TV show, the first season for at least half of it was centered around Maggie and her secret, and then slowly leading into the second season it became more about Emma and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
Right, right, right.
so do you how would you like to see Scream 7 in regards to Sydney and Tatum? Would you like to see them take that type of approach?
That would be interesting. I mean, it could be pretty dark if
Mhm.
Sydney has a secret and it's kind of affecting her daughter's life rather than just her. Like in the past movies, it's always been about Sydney and how certain decisions or whatever affect her, but now it's like bleeding into her kid's life. That
Yep.
could be pretty dark.
Yeah, I agree. And also, this is worth mentioning. What did Scream the TV series do? Seasons 1 and 2 were centered in the same location, Lakewood.
Mhm.
What
yeah,
does season 1 end on? A cliffhanger.
dude. Yes,
Mhm.
bro.
Audrey. The
That's
Audrey
why.
cliffhanger.
That's
So,
why. Sorry, my bad, bro. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. That's why. I think Sam Reckner being the killer could actually be good, bro. That's what the whole idea I was talking about. Sydney's boyfriend, Sam's boyfriend, and Emma's boyfriend. Remember Kieran?
Yeah,
Bro,
Kieran.
what if
Yeah, he
they
was
what
revealed in 2.
yeah, what if
Yeah.
they go the Kieran route and so it's still fresh, but she still gets that kind of it's your boyfriend, you know, killer reveal. You know what I mean?
I feel like some fans, even if they do it good, would still be like, okay, but what did you give us that was new in regards for a Scream movie? You know
It's
what I mean?
going
Mhm.
into the next one.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but some people might not be cool with that. You know what I mean? In regards to
I feel you.
just did the boyfriend thing again, especially if in the next one you go into it and you still don't reveal Stu Macher or somebody credible that makes it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm all for this movie doing some Scream the TV show shit. I wish they would just reboot the show already. No,
Dude, season 2 of Scream is one of the best
would.
Scream things.
I want to go back to Lakewood. I ain't even going to lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, season 2 of Scream is. I know some people might not even believe me. Some people haven't even watched it. It's low key one of the best seasons of television. Like as far as at least horror goes,
Oh,
bro.
I'll say this right now.
It kills, bro.
To me, in regards to like franchise IP movies being turned into movies, I mean, and being turned into TV shows,
Mm.
Scream the TV show and Welcome to Derry are the best adaptations ever.
I still gotta watch that, bro.
Not even close. It's
Me
not.
too.
Yeah, I still gotta watch Welcome to Derry.
It's great. It's fantastic. It really is. It's so good. I had my reservations going into that show, but then I decided, all right, every Sunday I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch every episode and see how I feel. And each episode every week, I'm just like, man, I gotta wait a week to the next one. Like, fuck, man, it's good. Like, damn, I want it to be every night. You know what I mean? But definitely check those out, y'all. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
Hey
But
Pam, weren't
Scream
you?
TV series is awesome.
Oh. Hey Pam, I saw on your
Mhm.
Instagram. Were you watching It Chapter 2?
Yes. So we were talking about this in my stream the other day. Someone asked me if I had seen Welcome to Derry because it's so good, and I keep hearing it's so good. So it's on my watch list. I watched the first episode and I enjoyed it, but I stopped watching it because it was airing during Christmas time. So I was in Christmas mode. But Eric from Bearded Entertainment told me that I should rewatch the It movies. So that's what I'm currently doing. I watched chapter 2 today, although I still have to finish the movie. I like pause it right before the ending. So then after I finish that, then I will dive into Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, I remember Chapter 2. I remember watching it in 2019. That's when it came out, right?
I
I
think
remember
so.
it being trash. I don't know. What do you?
It all ties into the show. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of enjoying chapter 2. I do think chapter 1 is better. I feel like um they probably should have just made it one long movie to have the flashbacks with the kids more throughout the entire thing. I think that's what people's issue is with chapter 2, that it focused too much on the adults when people really were into the kids storyline in chapter
Right.
1. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I've always been one, and this is actually what the TV show does. You get that blend of both. You get the TVs, you get the kids' story, and then you get the adult story meshed into one. And that's what I wanted because I grew up watching the original It. You know what I mean? The
yeah,
original with Tim
same.
Curry.
Yeah.
And then I would just watch these newer ones. I'm like, okay, basically the same shit. But man, I would like to see an It show or an It movie where some of the adults do get a little bit more focus while shit is actually happening. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And not just focused on the kids who turn into adults. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's something what this TV show did great. That you get a nice blend of the kids, and then you get a nice blend of the adults, and the adults that are present also have a tie-in as kids as well. So it's all intertwined, and it's fucking awesome. I hope they do a season 2.
I'm
From
sure they will.
from what the creators said, they said ask HBO Max.
Well, people are loving it, so how could they not, you know?
Hmm.
I mean, I'll put it this way: a lot of fans loved HBO boxing. Maybe in one of them. And at the peak of its success, they cut it out. They gave HBO Sports no more. We don't want it anymore. We don't want to cover boxing. So HBO, like executives and stuff, like just them big wigs and stuff, they're willing to leave consistently good money on the table to say, oh, well, we want to try this new thing because we think it could make more.
I see Eric in the chat.
Yeah.
He said season 2 and 3 already confirmed for Derry.
Oh, wow.
really?
See, from what I heard, from what I read and stuff in regards to the creator said they want to do a season 2 or whatever. Ask HBO Max. So I'm assuming some shit has come out over the last couple weeks. I don't know. But good. I hope so. And speaking of Eric, the Bearded Entertainment, $5 super chat. Thank you again, brother. Sir, do you yield then? Love you, brother. No, I don't yield. No, Eric. I'm not yielding shit. Like, no. Bro, listen, bro. Eric, I love you, man. You're forcing my hand. And I'm just going to say that. The pan, Eric. Don't make me get my baby powder and go Mike Epps style, please. See, Jordan knows what I'm talking about. Hit me with it. Nah, for real, though. Thank you again, though, Eric. I greatly appreciate you, though, brother. But no, I don't yield. No, sir. I don't. DJ Combat 5530 279 super chat. Thank you again. Saying, how could Matthew throw Brooks when he's skinny? See, this is the thing, though. See, everybody looks at like somebody who's tall that has a slim frame as just being skinny. And I assure you that's not always the case. And prime example, the taller you are, the more weight you carry. And that's just the truth. You know what I mean? Use an example. Yao Ming, former Hall of Fame basketball player. Motherfucker, 7'7", and from the look of him, skinny as a rail. He weighs 330 pounds. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shocking, right, Jordan? You never would have thought he weighed 330. Yeah, he weighed 330 pounds. And also think about it like this: men's bodies are built genetically different than women's. That's just the truth.
Very true.
I mean, it's just how human nature works. You know what I mean? Like, unless a woman is on some fucking Barb the Butcher shit and she's fucking hawking logs and, she's fucking throwing the pythons up like Hulk Hogan and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not to say that there isn't a woman out there that exists who could do it. There is, but not Quinn or Amber, sorry.
Right. Yeah, if you give me somebody like a Ronda Rousey or a Holly
Right.
Holm, somebody like
Exactly.
that, it's just like, oh yeah, Ronda Rousey, yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, like
Right. Yeah.
the definition in her arms, absolutely, and stuff like so. And that's the thing about in regards to Matthew being skinny or whatnot. You'd be surprised. It's it's like some of the old heads used to tell me back in the day in regards to skinny guys. Some skinny guys have what they call that crackhead strength. That's what it is, bro. Honestly, like you'll be surprised. Some of these slim people are a lot stronger than what you fucking think. You know what I mean? Like, don't get the game fucked up. You know what I mean? And shit like, and like I said, Matthew's tall too. Like, so there's leverage there. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And yeah, he may be skinny, but he doesn't look like out of shape skinny. Like he looks like he still keeps himself in great shape. You know what I mean? He looks like he's healthy. You know what I mean? So I definitely still think he could throw Brooks, you know what I mean? Even at his advanced age of what is Matthew, like 54, 55 now?
Yeah, I think 54.
I think he can still.
Wait, before you move on,
Mhm.
there was a super chat from Vinco that we skipped over
Oh,
it was before Eric's.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you for that, Pam. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Saying Vinco with a $10 super chat. I apologize for not reading this off first. Please don't strangle me. Saying last chat of the night. Thanks for everything. Number one, where did my boy Joel from Scream 2 go? I wish I could answer. Could be Mindy and Chad's dad. And if we're being honest, John Milton really started it all. I'll say something to the end of that. Did John, I mean, his parties, yeah, I guess you could say Milton to a degree started it all, but even Milton said himself, she wasn't like against doing anything that she was doing. It's just basically motherfuckers took advantage of her in a way that she shouldn't have been taken advantage of. You know what I mean? So yeah, Milton and his party started everything, but I think, and it's unfortunate to say this, I think Maureen would have been kind of heading down that trajectory anyway. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Especially, when some people, man, you get sucked into that lifestyle and you're trying to make it. You know what I mean? And some people will literally just do just about anything. And I think that was for Maureen's character. Again, I think she was willing to go to a certain extent. They took advantage of that extent. And that's all I'm going to say in regards to that. Where do you guys think Joel from Scream 2 went? Could he be Mindy and Chad's dad? And do you guys think Milton was the one who really started it all?
I think when that theory first was going around about Joel being the twins' dad, I really liked it and I wished that it could be true, but I don't think that's the case. I think in the original script for Scream 6, he was going to be working with Gail again when Sydney was still in the story for Scream 6.
Yeah.
But when Nev dropped out, they changed it, which is so unfortunate because I would love to see Joel again. He is hilarious.
I forgot
maybe
that was supposed to happen.
Maybe we can see him again one day, but if Gail dies soon, then time's running out for Joel to come back. As far as John Milton starting it all, I mean, I really think it was Roman. Like, just because whatever John did to Maureen or whatever, Roman's the one who chose to, essentially recruit Billy to start it all. So he chose to start it all, in my opinion.
He chose to pursue it.
Yeah.
Milton didn't choose to pursue anything.
Right.
Roman wanted to know who his mother was. And when she slammed the door in his face and only claimed Sydney, that's when, the mastermind genius of Roman Bridger was born. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I can see why some would say John. I mean, because I can see why some would say John, no. Because if Maureen doesn't go through that, is Marine as promiscuous as she is?
Right. Yes. It's
So,
the whole
Yeah.
butterfly effect thing.
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, without Roman showing up to her doorstep, none of this happened.
Right.
None of it.
Mm.
But again, Vinko, thank you so much for your support tonight. It's greatly appreciated. And I'm glad you're having a great time. Glad to see you here. And I'm glad that everybody else has been hanging out, having a great time as well. Some of you who haven't sent a super chat in, I'm sorry. I'm not like trying to ignore your messages. It's just I have so many super chats to catch up on, and we have just been flowing. I will say we are going to wrap this up in about 20 more minutes and stuff, but I greatly appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. And I will try my best to get to some of you guys' comments that I didn't get to read off when the stream is over. I will take the time to come back into the stream and have a word with some of you guys and see what's up.
Yeah. Hey, Marcus.
What's up?
Hey, I wanted to. It was something I actually super chatted Pam in her last live stream that I wanted to talk about in regards to Chad and Mindy.
Okay.
Dude, I feel like it would be the most atrocious writing decision if they kill either one of them off in a non-Tam or in Sarah-centric Scream movie, bro. I think that would be so annoying and stupid. What do you think about that?
I can see why someone would be upset. The reason why it doesn't matter is because at the end of the day, they'll always connect to the original. Because of Randy, because of that tie-in. So they can die in any Scream movie just because of that. Now, because of the whole core 4 dynamic, I can see why some people would be upset. But if I had to choose, I will say this. I don't think both are going to die. I think one of them is going to die. I think it's going to be Mindy. And if I had to choose, it should be Mindy because let's really be honest. What use do they have for this character? Really? Like, I know she was supposed to be like Randy Jr., but she doesn't come close. And
the core 4, man.
Huh?
I said the core 4, man. That's why, even though she's not that liked, I feel like it would still be stupid to like. It needs to be in a movie. Either character dying needs to be in a movie where at least Sam and Tara are in it and are part of the focus.
Right. But then my thing is though too, especially if this franchise is really trying to move on, unfortunately, from ever using the Carpenter sister storyline. Why are you going to keep these two around? I mean, like, at some point, we have to start killing these motherfuckers off. And I'm not just talking about Chad, Mindy, Gail, Sayonara, got to go to. You know what I mean? Some of these old school characters, you know what I mean? They got to go. Otherwise, we're just going to keep getting characters returning. And it's just like the shit's going to just get too convoluted. You got to kill old characters off to produce and to create new characters and compelling stories with these new characters. You know what I mean? It's like us wrestling fans always say, when the old retired fucking vet is on his way out, you don't win on your way out. No, you put the young buck over. You give the rub to the young buck because that's going to help the young buck in the future for their story to be told. Why? So the fan base can connect to them. So you can sell a ticket and make money. The more you continue to keep these fucking old people around, stinking up the joint, the more fans are going to just feel like, man, this is what really are we doing? Like, we're not creating anything new. We're just piggybacking off of the success of past time. So, to me, especially, and I know Guy Busick has left the door open for more Scream movies to be made following the Carpenter sisters.
Yeah.
Does that mean Gary Barber is going to step down? Most likely not. Does that mean Melissa would even want to entertain an idea of coming back unless they're going to literally bow down and kiss her feet? You could always cast the characters. Would the fan base be cool with Samantha Carpenter and Tara Carpenter being recasted? I don't think so. So, yeah, see, even Pam shaking her head no. You know what I mean? Like, what we have to do and what I hope Scream 7 does, what Scream 4 did a good job at. You know what I mean? It's just they wasn't able to capitalize the way they wanted to because it didn't make the money they were looking for. But you have to create compelling new characters that you feel can carry us into the future. You know what I mean? You, in so many ways, you kind of have to create a new Sydney, a new Gale, a new Dewey. You know what I mean? Either that, or you completely wrap up this storyline, the Prescott storyline or whatever, and then the next Scream movie you pick up with a different set of cast of characters in a different state and hopefully a fresh new motive as to why Ghostface is making a return. You know, so but one way or another, at some point, don't get me wrong, I love me some Sidney Prescott. You know what I mean? Chad. You know what I mean? Love Chad. You know what I mean? But at some point, you got to move on from these characters. It's just it's a drag.
I have a thought about the twins. So I agree. I think one of them has to die in this movie because they've both survived some pretty crazy injuries.
Right.
And I do think it has to be Mindy. Someone else brought this up. I think it might have been during Nerdbox's stream the other night. I was tuned in for a little bit. And I think someone in his stream said, Mindy is the one who gives us the rules, which I'm sure she's going to give the rules again in this movie. But if the next movie, Scream 8, we're moving on to focus on Tatum and like the next generation, someone else is going to have to give the rules in the next movie, someone younger, like Tatum's friends or something. Like, I don't think Mindy's going to be around, or she can't be around to give us the rules every single movie going forward. So I think my money's on Mindy is going to die over Chad.
Yes, I think so too. And I feel like this. If you were to kill Chad and keep Mindy, because everybody's saying, oh, Kevin loves, Jasmine Savoy Browning. He loves Mindy's character. If you were to keep her and not Chad, it defeats the whole purpose of keeping Chad around to begin with. All of them fucking stabs he took in the last two movies.
Yeah. Should have just killed him then,
Right, exactly. Oh, especially, and now, see, I don't want to jinx this, but I'm going to say it and hope it doesn't jinx, especially if they fucking kill him in a way where it's like, one and done.
Right, yeah.
If you stab my boy in the back and he drops and he don't show up on a gurney at the end of that movie, I'm going to be pissed because it's like, well, why did you just do all this shit in the last two films?
Unless they stab him like directly in the heart, though.
Huh?
Unless they like stab him directly in the heart, because I feel like when they were stabbing him up, they were missing his heart and they were low key. They seemed a little bit shallow. I don't know if that seemed like that to anybody else. Seems like they were like stabbing him weak.
No, they did miss his heart, but even still, bro, like to get the punctures with a 9-inch blade. At least, even if they're not trying that hard, at least half of that blade is going into your body. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just, and all that blood, like, nah, they should have killed, if they're going to kill him off, they should have killed him off in either of the last two movies. So I will not accept Chad Meeks dying in Scream 7. Mindy, on the other hand, adios amigos. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I like Mindy. She's okay, but she's not okay enough for me to be like, I want to see her in more movies.
Right. I liked her more in Scream 5 than Scream 6.
Me too. She became very obnoxious in Scream 6.
Yeah.
And I like Chad more in Scream 6 than Scream 5.
Yeah, because we actually got to see more in-depth, character work for Chad. We got to actually know what type of guy Chad was, which was he's a kind of like a Dewey. He's a good man. You know what I mean? And shit, he's a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, shit. He thinks Tara is very special. Like, that's my guy, man. I fucks with Chad. You know what I mean? Like, especially like in Scream 5. Well, I'll say this. Even though he was better in Scream 6, his line to live in Scream 5 will always be forever goated. She's like, I want to go upstairs. And Mo's like, I think we should stay down here, where the party is. She's like, what? And my boy's just like,
he's He's very funny in Scream 5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and he's just like, and she gets all pissed at him. He's just like, dude, like, it's a viable option with a killer on the loose. Like, smart shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, Chad actually, as goofy as he was, motherfucker had a brain on his head. You know what I mean? Like, he was smart. Like, yeah, you a hot girl and all, and I want to do things with you, but ain't worth me getting killed. I'm gonna stay right here.
But you know what I love? I always laugh when you see him texting Liv and you can read the messages. He says something like, "Wait, come back, let's do it, LOL." I think that's hilarious.
That's typical guy shit. Honestly, that is some typical guy shit. When you know you fumbled the bag with a shorty or whatever, you're just like, because you're reflecting. You're reflecting. I know, as a man, I've done it. You know what I mean? You're reflecting, and you're like, man, was that the best idea? All right, you know what? No, wait. Let's talk about this now. Let's reconsider. You know what I mean? And shit, like, so, like, when he did that, I'm just like, that's like such a man thing to do, and I love it. But, okay, so Vinko with a $5 super chat. I am gonna start zooming through the rest of these super chats or whatnot, so we'll probably be quick fast because we only got about 10 minutes left in the stream. And I want to respect everybody's time. And I know Pam is probably getting tired because we've been going almost 3 months.
I am very tired. But I'm having too much fun, you know?
That's awesome. That's what I like to hear. Vinko saying, I lied. I lied. What did Casey say? I lied. I do have a boyfriend. So you passed her. Whatever the fuck you said. You know, he totally lied about having a boyfriend once the killer is like, yeah, I'm going to come kill you now. Like, she's like, but Vinko says, I lied. Sorry, a couple more things. Sydney and Derek should have ended up together. Tugging at my heartstrings. Even though I love Mark and Kate, Derek's another one, but should have ended up together, and Mickey did the most damage. She trusted someone once again. Well, that's a great point. You know, yeah, man, like Derek was cool, man, but as cool as Derek was and as humble and as nice and as, you know, as Mickey said, he's the type of boy you want to take home to mom.
Mm-hmm.
Decent
singing voice.
Right. Yeah, yes. And he's going to be a doctor. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, my thing is this. When you look at the characters of Derek and then Mark Kincaid, who would have been better suited to deal with the chaos that is Sydney Prescott's life? Derek, he was a softie. Yes. Derek was a softie. He was.
Yeah, I think after a while he would have been like, okay, I'm not cut out to deal with all this.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and I just look at Mark's character because of him being an LAPD detective and basically solving murder cases and stuff. He was basically meant to deal with that chaos. You know what I mean? So Derek is just as much as I love the character, and I think I love you. You know what I mean? I love that whole fucking scene. You let that girl know you love her. You know what I mean? You go for it, bro. You know what I mean? As much as I love him in that scene, and it's such an iconic scene, and he's a great character, he wouldn't have been, in my opinion, for longevity, the best suit for Sydney because he's just too much of a sweetheart. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you need a motherfucker who's got a little bit of ruggedness to deal with this type of situation. Some would say, oh, well, Dewey was a sweetheart. Yeah, but Dewey had a fucking gun and he was a cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's just where I'm getting at with it. Derek was just too sweet. You know what I mean? And Kincaid was like the perfect choice. You know what I mean? Good guy, nice guy, but I'll pull a fucking bullet in your head. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like simple and plain.
Man.
But good shit though. You know what I mean? I like that. What do you think about that, Jordan? Like in regards to Sydney and Derek, do you think they should have ended up together? And what about Mickey? Did he do the most damage? Because him basically turning Sydney on Derek, you know, and making her in so many ways trust his word. Mickey was that was a nice little manipulation tactic by him.
Yeah, Mickey definitely did the most damage. That's why, you know, Sydney ran away in Scream 3. She, you know, was in a secluded area. But as far as Derek, no, I think him dying was actually perfect for her character development as to why she is the way she is in Scream 3. Mm-hmm. On top of how Mickey, you know, I mean, that ties in to that. You know what I mean? So I think Kincaid would have been perfect. You know?
Yeah, man. To me, he's the best suit, but we are now dealt with Mr. Evans, you know? Hey, I'll say this. Mr. Evans better at least make me fucking laugh. You know what I mean? At least do
Yeah.
something, bro. Don't come in here and just be nothing. You better at least
Yeah.
make me fucker laugh. You know what
Make
I
me
mean?
feel something. I don't know.
Exactly. Like fuck. So, we are gonna move on to the next one here. Um Eric saying, my man, welcome to Darius. So damn good. Hashtag rich forever. Yeah, man. Rich forever, man. They fucking did my young boy fucking dirty, man. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know what I mean? Rich forever for sure. Oh, shit. My boy, Brock Willis. Hold on. I got to do this the right way, though. I got to say it how Destin says it because it just adds a little bit more nuance to it. Brock Willis. 1979, $10 super chat. All right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And Uncle Brock here. What will be the fans' response if Stu is not Ghostface in Scream 7? Is it me or Kirby wasn't the same character as she was in Scream 4? Hope y'all rock out with your Brocks out in 2020. Oh, I love that last part. That's awesome. Thank you, Brock, for the $10 super chat, buddy. So I'll start with you, Pam. What will the fans' response be if Stu is not Ghostface in Scream 7? And was Kirby a completely different character than what you remembered her in Scream 4?
So I'll start off with Kirby. I get where people are coming from. A lot of people say that. I think she felt similar to her Scream 4 self. But she's 30 years old now. She's been through a lot. She's older. She's not going to be exactly the same. Is anyone exactly the same as they were when they were 17? Absolutely not. I do think, those moments with Gail felt like old school Kirby. The conversation with Mindy when they're talking about their favorite movies. But I do get it. And if Stu is not Ghostface, what's the fan response going to be? So I do think the fandom is divided on whether they want Stu to come back or the people who don't want him to come back. I do think the larger group is the Stu believers who want to see him alive. So I think most people will be upset if he doesn't come back alive.
Right.
That's what I think.
That's where it is for me too. Like, I'll put it this way. Yeah, just the people who want to see us Stu Truthers, Pamela, in anguish and frustration and dismay. They'll be happy. I told you so. Stu's dead. Jordan knows that's why his ass is laughing like that. He's waiting to cook my ass. I know he is. I know you waiting, bro. It's okay. Hopefully they do your boy justice over here and don't make that happen. But I agree. Like, it just boils down to what I said earlier. You've laid so much. You put all of your chips, in my opinion, in one basket ever since Scream 5 came to fruition. And those chips in that basket were all these Stu Macher Easter eggs that point to him possibly being alive. So if you're not going to capitalize on everything that you basically have built up to this point, it's not even about Stu Macher not being revealed alive. It's the fact that you did all this building up to lead to nothing. Yeah. I think that's what will piss off a lot of Stu Macher fans for Scream 7 more than anything. It's the fact that we know for a fact you've been building up into it. People like myself and Pamela here have done multiple videos breaking this shit down, calling your fucking bluff. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, we know for a fact that if you do not go through with this or whatever in the way that we believe it should happen, some people will say, man, that's kind of toxic fandom. Well, don't fucking build to something and then give us nothing then.
Yeah.
You create that own toxic fandom with yourself because you're building into something that fans get hooked into, and then you take it away from them. You know what I mean? And stuff. And that's what leaves fans with a sour taste, because you give us something. It's like your parents, saying, oh, yeah, when we get home after soccer practice, you can have some of your favorite ice cream, double mint green chocolate, whatever fuck that mint chocolate chip shit is, or whatever. And you have a great soccer practice. You're excited to get that bowl of fucking ice cream. And then you get home and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling a little too tired. I don't really feel like giving you that ice cream. Hey, how about it tomorrow? You're going to be quite disappointed, because that's something you were looking forward to, and they built into it. You know what I mean? So when you build into something, if you're going to build into something, pay it off. Otherwise, you're going to have an angry fan base, and that's just what it boils down to. So if this movie gets a bad response from Stu Macher fans, they brought it on themselves. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound toxic, but that's just the truth.
Yeah, I think Stu Truthers are gonna be, really pissed. And I used to say, hey man, I mean, if he never comes back, it's kind of on them, because I never thought they left any clues for Stu to come back. But I don't know. I watched you guys' videos, and I'm like, okay, maybe they did leave some clues. You know what I mean? But
I like how you leaned into that. You're like, yeah, I never saw any clues with it, but then I watched you guys' videos, and it's just like, all right, you know what? Now I see it. You know what I mean? No, because sometimes this shit happens. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of fucking videos where I watch the Pams, where I watch the Stevens and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, that did fucking happen. Like, what? Where? How did I miss that? So, bro, it fucking happens, bro. Because there's so much information in a movie that you have to digest and process, that you literally sometimes have to go back and press rewind, press forward, press rewind, press forward. And it's a repetitious thing. Yeah. I am going to close up the rest of these super chats, and then we are going to end up heading out, guys, because I do want to be mindful of Pam's time. And we have been going for 3 hours, but damn, this is a great first fucking episode for the podcast.
Yes.
Keep in mind, Wednesday night at the same time, no, actually, I'm going to set it an hour sooner, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I will be doing episode 2 of the Raw Footage podcast, and we are going to take a gander back into Scream 5. It's been 4 years since Scream 5 released, and I want to talk about it here with you guys, and, just hang out and have a great time like we always do. Okay, so, oh, man. Yep, so I got that one, so this one. The Red Man 790. What's going on? Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, saying just came over from Nerdbox. You spoke them into existence, Pam. Just came over from Nerdbox, Scream Stream, and Interesting Theories. Gail started the cult. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, full-heartedly. She could very well have started the cult. And she's another character that you should do something with instead of doing the same old shit with. But anyway, Gail started the cult. Sid ends up at Fallbrook. Ooh, whoa. Casey's family involved. Sid's other daughter is with boyfriend at the Macher house. Ooh, there's a lot to unpack here. Shit. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, Jordan, I want to start off with you in response to this super chat, because I ain't going to lie, I do have to run to the bathroom real quick. But I do. I've been holding this shit in for a minute. But yeah, so what is your thoughts on Gail starting the cult to Ghostface, Sydney ending up at Fallbrook, and Casey Becker's family being involved, with the caveat that Sid's other daughter, see, this is the thing about Sid's other children, though, they're supposed to be younger. So I don't think this would work. So let's just exit this last part out in regards to Sid's other daughter is with BF at the Macher house. How do you guys feel about Gail starting the cult, Sydney ending up at Fallbrook Psychiatric Hospital, and Casey's family being involved? And go ahead, feel free to say whatever, because I can still fucking hear you.
All right. Gail, no. I don't think she started a cult.
Yeah.
One thing I do want is in the future, I want a Ghostface that's like an evil Gale Weathers, where she's literally the mastermind behind everything, basically fabricating stuff and just so that she can sell books and get a good story. But I don't
Yeah.
think Gale Weathers actually has done that, personally.
Hmm.
And as far as Sid ending up at Fallbrook, do you mean like as a patient? like or
Yeah.
just like to investigate? Because I
Hmm.
mean, we know that she does end up there to investigate with Gail, and
Hmm.
I think that's either gonna have something to do with Stu being alive, which hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully he's dead. But I don't know. I think they're just. I don't even. I don't know at all what the hell this is going to be. It seems like it's just some sort of tangent, to be honest. And I honestly don't know how I feel about them doing this. It depends on how important it is to the story, in my opinion. But I also don't think Casey's family is involved. And Sid's other daughter is with best friend at Macher House, or
I think boyfriend.
yeah, boyfriend. Yeah, I don't understand the last question at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I think her other daughters are just too young.
Mhm.
So I don't even think that's gonna be a thing in the story.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think Gail started a cult. I know Marcus, you have a theory about this. I don't. I think if Gail was ever gonna be evil, a ghost face, whatever, I think the time would have been Scream 3 back when the original trilogy was still happening. I think too much has happened. I think most fans would be devastated and pissed off if they revealed that Gail has a Ghostface cult. I just think it's too late.
Yeah.
Um, and as far as Sydney ending up at Fallbrook, like I'm assuming you mean as a patient, I wouldn't want to see that. I would like to think Sydney is stronger than that. And it kind of just makes me think of Laurie Strode in Resurrection. Um, and I don't know, I don't see that happening for her.
Mm.
And I don't think Casey's family would be involved either.
Yeah. In regards to this Gail starting the cult, I don't think necessarily Gail would start the cult or whatnot. I
Hmm.
think Gail would have been approached by said cult leader. And part of my thesis for this theory is because in Scream 6, who we believe to be Stu Macher calling her, this Ghostface hints at Gail becoming Ghostface. Even telling her, even kind of motivating her in a way. You would have made a great killer, Ghostface killer, Gail.
That is true.
So, and then on top of that, this is another thing. And this is something that Val pointed out to me a few years ago in regards to Scream 4, in regards to Gail's character. In Scream 4, Gail had writer's block. Why? Because there were no Ghostface attacks happening.
Hmm.
Right.
So she's rejuvenated. Now, some will say, well, in Scream 5, we see her working for the morning show. That is true. But let's really be honest. In regards to Gail Weathers, what gives her the most fame? What gets her out of bed? What gets her high, so to speak? Reporting
Ghostface.
Ghostface attacks. You know what I mean? She can't live without it. So this, even Tara says this in Scream 6. When Gail says her patented line, I want to catch this fucker too. Maybe. Or maybe you're just afraid that without Ghostface in your life, you're gonna fade away.
Hmm.
Now, this is my whole crux for why I believe Gail could turn and be the secret traitor, so to speak. Gail needs a new story. The last time Gail went 11 years from 2000 through 2011 without Ghostface attacks, she became irrelevant. She wasn't Gail Weathers anymore. She was Gail Riley, you know? And
Yeah.
we know that was like a massive stick up her ass. You know, needed that. You know what I mean? So fast forward to the aftermath of Scream 6. Well, it's very, very possible Gail being Gail wrote another book about the murders in New York, slandered Samantha's name some more, maybe even got Chad and Mindy to basically turn a little bit and join her and tell a certain side of the story that wasn't true, because that's what Gail does. And maybe we got some new Stab movies following the Carpenter sister storyline in the process, because we did get that new Stab movie poster in Stu's house. We did see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the aftermath of the latest Stab movies to be released, Stab 5 and Stab 6, or what would be in Stab universe? It would be Stab 10.
9, I think.
Stab 9 and Stab 10, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because we see Stab 8 and Scream 5.
Yes, that's right. So it would be Stab 9 and Stab 10 or whatever and shit like that. Man, listen, if we get those new movies in this movie, if we get the confirmation of that, that sets everything up for Gail in regards to her possibly being a killer, because without Samantha and Tara being present for a trilogy, she has no story.
Yeah.
She has no Ghostface attacks to talk about, to write about. Yeah. This is why it all goes back to Sydney, because Sydney now has a daughter that can carry the legacy herself. Sydney being a legacy character, remember, Ghostface says to Gail in Scream 6, legacy characters are expendable. So, with the fact of Sydney now being expendable, they could try basically in so many ways to use Tatum as the new heir apparent. Basically, Tatum would be the new Sydney, and Sydney would become the new Marine. You know what I mean? So I think it's possible. I think I'll put it this way as well. I think it would not be surprising to me. Remember, we never got explanation as to how Gail found the Ghostface shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that Gail, doing some digging that she does without really giving too much context, what if she, or Mindy even, much like she did with Kirby, mentioned something about the theory of Stu Macher being alive? And Gail looked into it, and now maybe her and Stu are working together, man. Hey, listen, you talk about a full circle moment, especially for Sydney and Gail's rivalry / friendship.
Yeah.
I'm all here for it, because I've always said it, and this is how I feel. The Sydney Prescott story, in my opinion, started with Gail Weathers. It should end between her and Gail Weathers.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So
maybe Dewey dying broke her.
I mean, yes.
I know Pam has got to go.
Oh, okay.
I know. Give me a second.
My bad. What were you saying, Pam?
Well, I was just going to bring up the quote from Randy in Scream 2 when Dewey and Randy are talking about suspects, and Randy throws out Gail, and Dewey's like, Gail, no way. Randy says, what do news reporters do? They stage the news.
She's an opportunist.
Yes.
She's an opportunist. I said that shit in my video. I was like, yo, people forget that Randy is always right.
True.
Is always right. And speaking of Randy, real quick, did any of you guys almost flip a fucking lid seeing that TV spot with all the legacy characters and seeing Cece Cooper, but not Randy Meeks?
I didn't even remember that. Oh, okay, yeah, they did show
nothing against Sarah Michelle Gellar or that character, but that character is such an inferior character to the legacy of Randy Meeks and what he means to the legacy of Scream.
Yeah.
I don't understand why isn't Randy in that? Why is Cece Cooper in that?
I agree.
Right.
So, but something interesting, someone commented on my breakdown video for that, saying a thought that also crossed my mind, but I decided not to include it in my video because I wasn't sure if it was too out there or not. Someone commented, interesting that the phone calls that they included are people that I pegged as being Stu in past videos. And I don't know for certain. Okay, we get Casey Becker's phone call. I do think it's Billy that's on the phone with her, but obviously Stu's involved. Right. Cece Cooper, was it Stu on the phone with her? I don't know, but I do know that I put out a video in the past, like talking about Stu being present in Scream 2.
Right.
Scream 3, Roman's phone, Cotton Weary's phone call, Ghostface, that is the first time Ghostface says since the first movie something about playing a game. So I think, could that have been Stu wanting to play a game again? We know that Scream 3 was supposed to have 2 killers. And in Scream 7, what if we do get flashbacks that Roman and Stu were working together? I don't know. And then we get Gail's phone call from Scream 6 in the trailer.
Yep.
Which we think was Stu. And the phone call with Sydney when she's at Tatum's house is in the trailer. And that was Stu because Billy was in jail.
Yep. Yeah.
So maybe that's why we didn't get Randy, because Stu was never like involved with any of those scenes, or Randy didn't have a phone call in the first movie.
I see where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Randy didn't get a phone call until Scream 2.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Mrs. Loomis. Okay, so if you think that if you think somehow, some way Stu is connected to Casey Becker, do you think they're going to reveal like him being the one to call her or kill her? Like
I don't know. I do think it was Billy on the phone, because I think he was better with his words than Stu was. But Stu clearly was involved in that scene, so maybe that's just good enough. Maybe he wasn't on the phone, but he was there, and he was the one who killed her.
I think Billy killed Casey, and then he killed Steve. They're like
maybe, yeah.
Stu killed Steve, I think.
Either way, he was there.
I personally think Stu killed Casey. I know some people point to the choking, because Billy doing it later on. Mm-hmm. But I think it was Stu who killed Casey because of their past relationship. And some may disagree with this, but the hesitation with the stab, I felt like that was Stu kind of having a moment. Because I personally think Stu was in love with Casey Becker. And which is why he got so defensive when Randy brought it up. And, when Sydney brought it up and says, hey, didn't you used to date Casey? And he's like, yeah. For like 10 seconds till she dumped him for Steve. I thought you dumped her for me. I did. It's full of shit. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, I think personally Stu did it because he loved her and he was obviously jealous that she broke his heart. You know what I mean? And shit. So, again, I'm a firm believer, and I could be wrong, but that just like Scream 4, I always say I feel like Charlie did most of the work. Jill does say he's the idea man, but in regards to the two, Jill was in control. Just like Billy was in control of Stu. You know what I mean? Even though Stu came up with that idea to frame Neil for the murders, Billy was still the one in control out of the two. You know what I mean? So whatever they decide to do, I just hope Stu Macher comes back and they make that's, you know what I mean? I think it could happen. But Eric's from the Bearded Entertainment. I ain't gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little blah 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 too. The Bearded Entertainment. Thank you, Eric, for your $5 super chat saying we lost Dewey without getting to see him back with Sydney. They can get over the twins dying without Sam and Tim.
But here's why I think that's different.
That's kind of true.
No, it's not, bro. Because he's responding to what I said. Look, this is why it's completely different. Dewey, it's still like, even though it does hurt that they didn't get to interact, it still isn't like, I don't know, it still isn't illogical because it at least ties into Sydney's story. She's still impacted by the death. If they kill off Mindy or Chad, and bro, Sam and Tara are not in this movie at all. They're not gonna come and try to avenge the person. If we ever do get another story with them, we're just gonna assume, because Scream 8 is already greenlit, so it's got to be with Sydney again. Well, so if they don't come back in the next movie, it's gonna be like, damn, like they killed your girl and you didn't do shit.
Well, see, here's the thing with that though, is that Dewey wasn't a part, like, when he died, that was a part of Sam and Tara's story. Sydney wasn't even present or wasn't going to be present, or Gail, up until the Ghostface attacks happened. And Sydney herself, she didn't show up until Dewey died.
Yeah,
So
but
in essence, they kind of did kill Dewey without Sydney, even though she ended up being in the movie. And I get what you're saying. To me, she wasn't important enough to this movie, for her being, like, basically the impact should have been much more. It would have been much more if this was a Sydney focused movie. Because this wasn't a Sydney focused movie, the death of Dewey, it had an impact, but it didn't impact in my opinion, the way it should have or it could have, because the killer's motive and the whole story wasn't premised around Sydney, Dewey, and Gail. You know what I mean? So in so many ways, like, they kind of did kill Dewey off without Sydney being present. Like, I mean, let's really be honest here. What would have been more impactful? Watching Dewey die the way that we see him die in Scream 5, or watching Sydney see Dewey die before her eyes?
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean?
yeah, that would be more impactful, of course.
Imagine Dewey dying in the arms of either Sydney or Gail. Neither of them were there for it. That kills me. That really sucks.
Yeah, but
Mm.
damn.
I mean,
I'm kind of glad it didn't turn out that way, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Shit like that, I would probably be like, damn, Dewey.
but it still makes sense. I think my problem would be because they have no way of making it logical. The thing is, they made it logical with Sydney because she's in the movie. She already talked with Dewey, even though they weren't in the same scene together and didn't see each other in real life for years. They still made it make sense because as soon as he dies, she comes to avenge him. Bro, if they killed Chad or Mindy, we're just supposed to say, oh, okay, for some reason we don't see Sam and Tara come and try to avenge one of their friends. Or if we, have another movie, then it's years down the line. You know what I mean?
How that works. I'm gonna tell you how it works. The twins turned on Samantha and Tara by joining Gail and maybe writing a book or doing a movie that slanders the story and slanders their character. That's how you can make that work. That's why it would explain why the Carpenter sisters aren't coming to help these chuckle fucks, as Chad liked to say in Scream 6, because they decided to go with Gail and side with Gail. And maybe, I'm not saying this is true, I'm just throwing out speculation or whatever. If they are working with Gail, it is most likely Gail was able to manipulate both Chad and Mindy into changing the narrative around the stories 4, 5, and 6's storylines for a new stab project or whatever, which would explain why the Carpenter sisters are not friends with the Meeks no more. If they do that. If they don't do that, then I can kind of see what you're saying to a degree. But this is the thing why I don't think the diehard Scream fans would care. We didn't get those characters long enough to care. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Like, you know what I mean? Some, like the newer age fans, yes, they would be upset about that. But older fans, like myself, you know what I mean, and stuff, Pam to a degree,
bro,
I'm not gonna give a fuck about that. Like, I'm not trying to be like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna care as much if Chad and Mindy die without Sam and Tara being present, because we only had 2 movies with these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on the same level, in my opinion.
We have about 5 movies or 4 movies at least at that point.
I think it would be annoying just because for plot's sake. And I mean, think about it. I would still be pissed if Chad died without Sam and Tara because, bro, I'm 23 years old, bro. I've been a fan of this franchise since I was 6, bro. 6, bro.
No, I get that.
I would still be pissed, bro. I don't know, bro.
And that's why I said, like, the newer generation fans who have grown attached to these characters because the characters are attached to, because these are the characters that are a part of their generation, that would make sense for them to be upset, as opposed to us OG fans.
That's what I'm saying. I am an OG. I would still be annoyed. Maybe not upset, but like annoyed, because I feel like, damn, it's like you made me actually care. I didn't give a shit about them in Scream 5, but then in Scream 6, you actually made me like their characters, except Mindy. She was kind of trash, but I liked everybody else. And then you're gonna kill Chad or
Right.
even Mindy, like, and we're supposed to believe that Mindy is like a sister to Sam and Tara, and they're not gonna come running after she dies, even if she does betray them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, but again, I just feel like, I mean, again, I feel like in regards, I'm not saying you're not an OG fan because you like the original movies, but
Yes.
these characters are more for your time. You know what I mean? So not getting to expand on them more, I can see, especially if it were to happen in regards to Chad and Mindy being killed off without Sarah and Sam and Tara being there. I can get why, as a newer age fan, you would be upset with that because, to a degree, these characters are basically your generation's Sydney, Dewey, and Gale.
No, bro, I like Sid. Look, I like Sydney doing Gale way better than. It's just I feel like it would be shit. What's the word, bro? I just had it in my mind. I just feel like it would be a waste. Remember, I am an OG fan. I
Yes,
love Sydney, bro. It's just I just feel like it would be such a waste. It's like you made me actually finally, after not liking Chad or Mindy or really barely Tara. I liked her acting ability in Scream 5,
right.
but then you make me actually like them in Scream 6, and then you kill them off without, it impacting the two main characters of the story that you just spent, time on me getting invested in. You know what I mean? That's my
I
problem.
get it if it's just like they don't have no like storyline to why their friendship grew apart, then I could see why that would be annoying. But if they gave a solid story and a reason as to why they're not friends anymore and why they're not in this movie, especially if it's some nefarious shit done by Gail, Mindy, and Chad, then the Carpenter sisters even caring about them getting killed, it wouldn't matter. But if they don't give no substance to why their friendship tore apart, I can see why some would be upset in regards to killing those characters off. Mindy, though, she can just die whatever. I don't.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I won't be too pissed, but
Yeah,
I feel like Sam and Tara see her as a sister, though. That's the only thing. I just feel like it would make sense if they didn't like try to get involved, like just story wise. Obviously, we know why the real life reason they wouldn't be, but if you killed them off, it's like I don't know. To me, that's almost a plot hole. That would literally. And again, I like the OG3 way better than the new generation. But that would be almost as if Sydney didn't come back to Woodsboro after Dewey died. Just imagine that.
I mean,
Even though it's not as impactful
say that again.
logically.
Like, say that again. What you just said.
Yeah, so basically, if either one, Mindy is basically like a sister to them. Chad is Tara's boyfriend. They probably fell in love or something. That would basically, if one of them died and Sam and Tara didn't get involved, at least in a couple weeks, like canonically, that would almost be like if Sydney didn't come back in 5 after Dewey died.
Yeah, if there's no like beef, if there's no like story explaining why there's a wedge between the characters, then that I could see where the argument would lie if they were to just kill them off with no substance and stuff. But if there's a backstory, even if like let's say Dewey did some shady shit to Sydney, if
You would
he
still
did
come back.
some shady shit to Sydney and stuff, it would be believable that Sydney would not, even though they've been friends for so long, if he did something that literally assassinated her character, then it would be believable that she wouldn't show up, or would be needed to watch him die. You know what I mean? But again, it has to be something to happen in regards to make it feel worthy of their deaths. You can't just have them die and it's just like, okay, yeah, we're killing these characters off because these other characters aren't in the movies no more. I get it in that regard.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess if Dewey did
We're
do
about
some
to
really
close
fucked
up
up shit.
stuff though. I want to get this last super chat out the way, and then we are going to close the stream up and stuff because I know I'm tired. I know Pam's tired. I see it on her face. Like, yo, bitch, if you're not in this shit, like, real. So, Brock
I gotta
Willis,
wake up early too, man.
1979, with a $10 super chat. Thank you again, Brock. I greatly appreciate you, brother. Saying, Marcus and Pam, if you could only have a 1 hour lunch with anyone from the Scream franchise, who would you pick and why? P.S. I would survive every Scream movie because I never answer the phone. That's my friend. So, Pam, I'll let you go first. If you could have a 1 hour lunch with anyone from the Scream franchise, who would you pick and why? And yeah, that's the question right there.
I know.
Matthew Lillard, no doubt about it. No question. That's it.
Heard. Jordan, I'll let you answer first.
Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard for sure.
I have been fortunate. I haven't had lunch with him, but I've been fortunate to meet Matthew a couple times. He's awesome. If I had to pick one character to have an hour lunch with, it's got to be my boy Charlie Walker. It's got to be.
I thought you was about to say.
Be Roy Culkin, bro. You know what I mean? That's my guy. I die on that hill. You know what I mean? I've been watching him act since Home Alone since he was a kid. I've been a fan of him since then.
Wait, that's a different.
No, he's in there too. He's the one who pees the bed.
Wait,
that's
seriously?
Kieran Culkin.
I thought Roy was in there. I thought that was Roy.
No, it's Kieran.
Shoot.
Might be right.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to look at the face. Hold on.
Kieran, it's the one that's in Succession.
Hold on. Yeah, it is Kieran. Holy fuck! See, they look so much alike.
They do. They all do look very similar.
Yo, they look so much alike. I couldn't tell the fucking difference. So, like, you know what I mean? But yeah. So either way, but like, I just love that character, Charlie Walker. Think about it. He ushered us in so many ways. I mean, if we are going to get AI and stuff, to a degree, his character kind of ushered us into the new age, way of Scream to a degree with videos, recording the murders, doing all types of fucking fancy technology shit with social media. So yeah, that would be for me. It would be definitely Roy Culkin, aka Charlie Walker. But all right, everyone, I am going to close the stream down. It is getting late, and I do want to be respectful of my guests' time. I greatly appreciate everybody who stopped in tonight, hung out, dropped a like, shared a comment. Again, I am after the stream. I am going to go back in some of these comments, even the ones that weren't super chats, and I am going to respond to some of you guys because I know a lot of you here probably had some questions and some theories that I didn't get to. So I wanted to apologize for that and still show you guys some love on the way out. But once again, this is the Raw Footage Podcast. This is the end of episode 1. Tune in for episode 2, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Pam, Jordan, I'll see you guys backstage. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.